Speaking of bad Taco Bell experiences, Carissa like almost refuses to have Taco Bell because she got like food poison from it one time. So she was very, she was very hesitant about getting it
Oh
tonight.
dear. What did you guys get?
First drop. Because that was the Sugo Fest, because I was laying in bed watching you and Flame pull. And Flame got
That's throwback.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
throwback.
Anniversary, like
what was happening?
when
Six
so she
Danny.
said that she got the food poisoning when we did our collab summons on Germa Sugo Fest, like the super
The
type
Six
Germa
Danny,
character.
Oh yeah. You were pulling for Katakuri, I think.
Yeah,
Or the Sweet Commanders or whatever. Yeah, that was crazy. I remember that.
That was a long time ago.
Holy shit.
I still remember.
Jesus.
I still remember that Sugo Fest was elite. Cause I remember I stepped in for Roger's base because he couldn't pull up. That was insane.
Oh, true.
And I pulled everything in 2 multis, so the video was so dead because it was just it was just watching Todd for 25 multis get shafted. It was so bad.
I'll never forget. I don't think I have the clip anymore, but I think I was streaming Treasure Map or like some type of ticket summons. It was me, Knight, Poppy, and like one or two of our other friends. Yeah. And I think I was trying to get the that strength Sabo or whatever. Yeah, and Poppy was like, "This is the one," and he dropped. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, I think.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That clip is it's like in your farewell or like what your reason for quitting video. I think you like had a bunch of like OG clips in there. Because I think I've seen that clip before. That shit was like, I was like, yeah, here it is. This is the one. This is the one. And I'm like, what do I say? What do I say? What have I popped off?
That was insane. Top 5 moment for me.
Oh yeah. He is Knight over here. Every ticket he pulls is fucking a new legend, so it doesn't matter to him, bud. No stress on his shoulders. Oh, speaking of new legends though, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 88 of the Good, Great, Perfect podcast. I'm your host, Captain Puppy. I'm actually in the Bandai headquarters cell right now. I managed to link to this call. So, hopefully we're planning my getaway as we speak. But, the podcast comes first. And, what else than, having the whole gang back together. Everyone's in good spirits. For a not so good spirited Ep, unfortunately, with the usual suspects.
The real question is though, why are you even locked up in the first place?
Look, man, I said some things, I did some stuff, and Yoshi sent the boys out, and I'm, he found me. I don't know where he found me or how he got to me in Australia, but now I'm actually in Japan right now. It's very scary.
Put me on connections.
Man, put me in a cargo ship, and now I'm just, I was just sitting there listening to fucking The Truth talk about Dokkan all day. He's in prison as well, by the way, for other things. Anyway, we have things to talk about. Flame, Knight, Todd, everyone's here. Without further ado, gentlemen, let's just get right into it. Worldwide Annie Part 2 has befallen us and has, I believe, pretty much concluded at this point. But we got with us the final part of the ASL, the age, sex, location, the A Sabo Luffy. We got Sabo, Legend Sabo. We got him a super tandem legend, which, doesn't really, surprise anyone, on the treasure map banner. So as pretty much everyone had predicted. Let's just jump right into it, I suppose. Sabo, cerebral, free spirit, quick character, super class cerebral. He is, his captain ability reduces crew's cooldown by 1 turn, boosts quick psi and cerebral attack by 5.4 with a matching slot 5x otherwise. Boost their HP by 1.4, makes strength, dex, and tandem beneficial for the crew. Once per quest, if the crew applies a chain coefficient addition buff or a multiplicative chain buff, launches his special at the start of the next turn. Special deals 100x his attack and non-type damage to one enemy, reduces special bind by 7 turns, percent damage reduction by 7 turns, locks slots for a turn. If crew has a chain coefficient addition buff or multiplicative chain buff, sets the chain boundary between 3 and 30 for 3 turns, 2.75 to 30 for 1 turn otherwise. If the crew has a chain locking buff, extends it by 2 turns. His super class can attach to pretty much the whole Rev army, plus Luffy, Ace, and Garp. And Robin, as well. His super class deals 80x attack and non-type damage to one enemy, and it boosts quick psi cerebral color affinity by 2.5. And then finally, his super tandem at max. We'll just go at max. So at level 5, it's any 2 of the following. So it's the same cohort of characters. And at level 5, it is a 1.75x tandem boost to crew and boost damage dealt to ignited enemies by 2x for the turn. His support's pretty good. It inflicts, if inflicted with special bind, changes crew slots to matching, or character slot to matching, and locks the chain for 3.25 for 1 turn. I guess we'll just leave his Rumble kit for a little later. All right, the last part of the Annie cohort. What do you guys think?
Oh, Sabo's actually not terrible, honestly.
Yeah.
I've used him a little bit since I was lucky enough to get him, and he is a lot better than I was expecting. Like, if I had to rank like all 3 of the Annie worldwide Annie units, I think I like Ace the most, but I think Sabo is probably the most usable one.
I agree.
Like the ability to auto trigger specials whenever you get a chain addition or multiplicative buff, like that's ridiculous. So that, like, if you know, oh, I'm gonna get special binded in the next stage, I can use Sabo, and then if you plan it correctly, you can have like a 3-turn chain boundary, and then he auto triggers in the next turn to then extend your chain boundary even further. So you can technically have like a 5-turn chain boundary, and then remove special bind on 2 separate turns, or you can remove Rainbow Shield on the later turn or whatever. Like, Sabo is really interesting, and then if you do use him as the captain, you get access to the color affinity, and like a 2.5 color affinity is nothing to scoff at either.
100%.
And another really cool thing is that Nico Robin is one of the characters that you can use to trigger his effects.
Yep.
And then you can get the double stacking conditional if you get his super tandem to proc off as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like
designed.
this character was designed with Robin in mind. 100%.
Because I think what we discovered was that Ignite is just a generic conditional buff. So it's not a super tandem one. Or it's not a tandem one, sorry. So like it does require that extra... It requires you to not have a conditional boost in the first place. Works great with Robin. 5.4x captain with the matching slots. Fantastic. I don't get why it's 5.4. Just make it 5.5. Like, just like the 0.4 is a bit like just a bit... a bit stupid, but I mean it is what it is.
Oh, and also another thing that's a bit of a nitpick, I guess, is the fact that, you know, we had Ace, who was a Psy and crit captain, but wasn't boosting shooters. But then we have this guy, who's a Psy crit captain, but he does boost Cerebral. Whereas like Ace, with all of his kit, has an effect that boosts shooters, except he's captain. So you can't run like a mono shooter team. But then with this guy, you can run mono Cerebral. Like, you don't have to run quick inside, which I guess makes sense because he is a super class Cerebral, but it's still shitty.
It still should, like, you still should be doing color class or whatever it is. Like, it's if I think that the general template should just be, if your captain ability, so if your like special buffs a class or a color, in theory they should be boosted in the captain ability to some capacity.
In theory,
right? But very rarely does that actually happen for the most part, which I think is very interesting.
Like, even Legend Uta does that, right? Where her captain only boosts the classes, but then her special actually boosts the color.
Yes, I think so.
That's kind of annoying.
It doesn't make sense. I guess, like, in that regard, it's okay because you're boosting the classes, and a lot of the time you're probably building with classes in mind, I suppose. Yeah. But like, I don't know. I think quick size Cerebral, you're generally going to be quick in size. It's so much easier to build for than it would be Cerebral per se. At least I don't know. Actually, maybe not. But I think it's I don't know. I think it's interesting in that regard. He makes 3 slots beneficial, which is really good. In himself, which is great.
He's a good captain, and he hybrids well with a lot of other units too. And another thing about him as well is that he has the fear resistance potential ability with 2 really good crewmate effects. So he's
reduces
really good.
Special bind on himself by 7 turns and reduces special reverse by 2 turns. So like this is just incredible crewmate abilities in themselves. I like using the special, like when it just pops if you have a chain multiplicative buff or a coefficient buff, because that 7 turns of percent damage reduction is actually really incredible. You know, especially like if you can auto proc it, meaning that you don't necessarily need to bring a bespoke unit, because this guy is your bespoke unit, and you can probably have that over 2 separate turns. So like if God forbid there was a bit of content that had like 15 turns of % damage reduction, you could like,
jeez.
which God, please don't. You could potentially get around it to some capacity with just the one unit, which I think is really good. Obviously, that requires to be the captain, but his captain ability is still very strong. 5.4, 5x in its own regard. There's a lot of power behind it. Chain boundary is great. 3 to 30 is actually really incredible. 3 base is awesome, especially with like how Ace and Ace and Luffy work. It perfectly naturally these 3 units are together. You like if you use the 3 of them together, you're gonna get the most out of them. But I do agree with you. I think we'll chat about it a little later when we like wrap up World War Nanny. But I do think that Sabo probably will be like the most reliable unit. I think Ace is the best, depending on the level of his super tandem. That's probably like where I kind of sit it at the moment. Like, I mean, during the Super Kizuna, which we'll chat about later as well, having level 5 Ace was, you know, very, very important. Whereas, like, Sabo's super tandem was kind of irrelevant, you know, so...
Especially because his super tandem, like, the conditional boost effect doesn't go through immunity.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of situations where it actually won't even be good. Like, it's just going to be a 1.75 attack boost, really.
Does he ignite enemies?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
But it doesn't go through immunity.
Right, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Alright.
So that's probably the only downside, really, to the unit.
Alright, let's run through his Pyre Rumble stuff real quick.
Oh, he's terrible Rumble King. Yeah, sure.
He's special. Targets, so his special is on a 28 CT. It targets quick allies for level 6 attack up, level 6 speed up, 25 seconds. Targets 3 allies for 100% haste. And his ability is targets allies for HP and speed at level 5. Quick allies, sorry. And gives himself shield level 3. And then his GP burst. When the team launches 7 Rumble specials. Targets all enemies for defense down, speed down level 8 for 20 seconds. Targets team for attack up level 7 for 20 seconds. 2 uses. And his ability is Cerebral Free Spirit. Allies receive level 4 attack up, level 3 defense up, CT, and special CT up. Quick allies receive level 3 attack, speed, HP up. When you read the special, you're like, this guy could actually be really good. Like, I just, like, abstractly, right? Level 6 attack to allies, level 6 speed to allies, 3 allies get 100% haste. Like, when you read it just in itself, it sounds amazing. But the ability's kind of cringe. And if he did some sort of damage in his special as well, holy shit, this guy would have instant quick.
Yeah. Another thing is, like, quick. Are you really going to waste a whole legend spot on your quick team for this unit when there's like so many other better options? Like,
I agree.
Nah. Like, if this was like maybe a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, maybe this unit would have seen some play, but nah.
It's well, there's no space for like a purely buffing unit or very minimal, especially in Quick. Like Quick has so many fantastic characters that you can run.
Yeah, Quick driven's super scary.
Yeah, 100%. And like it's very hard to replace those units. You have to have really good units come out in order to replace them. So I don't think he really fits the bill. And his GP. Do you know? I'm gonna be honest with you. We haven't had any good GP shit come out since the original batch.
Not like K-Dad was okay, but then like after that, it's been pretty.
What do you
bad.
have? You have Roger, you have Uta, you have Kaido, and that's the generic
like,
three.
Roger and
running.
Uta, and then maybe well actually the blue and the purple Uta I guess see somewhat usage, and maybe blue Luffy, maybe green Luffy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, maybe if that, the rest is just pretty garbage.
Otherwise, it's useless. Like it's like for a new mechanic, they haven't really done a good job trying to. Because like the only way that they've tried to change the meta in Grand Party is by nerfing Psy and slashes, but then Roger still prevailed regardless.
Yeah, it's dumb. Like it's so bad. Like it pisses me off because Grand Voyage, I think most people really just fucking hate it. Yes. But it's terrible because they're not doing anything about it. Like they gotta change something. They gotta give us more GP leaders, or they gotta give buffs to these GP leaders. I don't know why so many of these leaders buff Striker when Striker is one of the worst classes in Rumble in general.
Rumble, yeah.
What are they doing?
I think
God.
It would have been cool in Grand Party if they changed up the mechanics to some degree every season. So you know how like when you get to like 14 wins, you can't see any of the units, right? Change that up. So like, you know, like have different things pop up. Be like, oh, we only display like, you know, 1 unit, or we display like sporadically 5 units, or we hide the GP leaders sometimes, or like make them different and unique, so at least we can go into every grand party a little fresher with something different.
Or even like
to.
If like one random unit on the team is just shown, that's it.
Exactly.
Like just, one unit from the front line or one unit from the bench, we're just like is randomly shown. Just show us something, just so we know what the fuck we're doing. Because especially this season, going in blind, and if you come up against it driven, you just lose like 100%. You just don't win that matchup.
No shot. No.
So
no
if you just
shot.
randomly like build a team and like, oh damn, I lost a match, that sucks. Move into game 2, int driven, you just lose straight up.
I'm gonna
You can't
lose
do
the
anything about
match.
it.
That's
yeah.
Like, I have given up on Grand Party in general. I don't care about 15 wins. If you get 15 wins, I don't give a shit. Like I genuinely I don't care anymore. Like I just go in, I click about, I pop the specials. Oh, I lost. Like yesterday I lost. I was like, cool, whatever. Moving on. Like, you know, like
I
don't
had
care.
that same idea, dude. Like when Grand Party was first coming out, I was really pissed about not getting the 15 wins. But when you just concede the fact that like I know I'm very unlikely going to get 15 wins,
yes.
you just avoid the disappointment that you would be hitting. You know,
Correct.
you're accepting the fact.
Exactly, and I think that's like the most important thing. Like don't even assume you're gonna get 15 in any capacity, because stuff that, because it's not worth it. Like I get it, 20 gems is a lot, but at the same time, like the juice is not worth the squeeze. You just stress your mind out, and people like I see people like, oh, somebody get in contact with Todd. I didn't know what his team structure is, so I convert, blah, 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 blah. It's like, man, it's not worth it. Just fucking concede the 20 gems, hold your L, and move on with your day.
It's a Roger problem, really.
It is a Roger problem. They just need to ban him. That's what they need to do. They need to start doing bans. That'd be the great way to
ban or
it.
just like hardcore nerf. Like Roger's burst should not be 2 activations. You should only get it once, in my opinion.
So fucking broken.
It's so dumb.
I think they should just ban
So
characters.
what's the thing that's stopping you guys from like consistently getting like 15 wins? Like, is it just like
so I think at win 13 or 14, you can no longer see your opponent's teams.
Okay.
So like,
it's just it's luck really on what you face.
Gotcha.
3 teams with question marks. So you just genuinely, can you still see the GP leader?
You can still see where the leader is, yeah.
I think you can see it. Like, so you can kind of make an assumption based, okay, so if the leader's, let's say, Roger, and he's on team 2, maybe it's a side team, for example, or whatever. You can make judgment, but for the most part, that's the reason why it's so challenging. Up until that point, it's pretty, like, you can still lose if you just get an unlucky draw of opponents, but generally from, like, 1 win to 12 wins, it's pretty consistent. But then the 12 to 15 is torture. The fact that you can't see your opponent, the fact that everything's hidden, you can't refresh, you just have to literally click and hope and just pray that your assumption, like what the team that I lost to yesterday, I run a Dex-Sai Slasher build. I was versing a guy who had Roger, and I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll just go Sai against Sai and pray for RNG. So I went for my first match, and it was a quick team. And I was like, fuck. Like, I was using slashers against them, though. And I had my Dex team at the very end. And then I went for the Sai team, Sai versus Sai, and then I ended up winning that one. And then I got fucking, and then the bottom team was quick driven. And I had a Dex team against it, but I just didn't get the RNG that I required, and I lost. And I was like, if I could just, and that's where it plays into you mentally, I suppose, not to get too deep. But then I'm just like, fuck, if I had just played my Dex team at the very top, I would have smoked the initial quick team. I would have won the Sai versus Sai, and then I wouldn't even have to worry about the quick driven at the bottom or whatever it was. So like, it's very frustrating that it's a pure, like there's no skill involved afterwards, because it's just a pure guessing game, and that's the worst. Like, there should never be any game mode that is pure luck, other than literally pulling for units. That should be the only thing that requires like pure luck. There should be an element of skill involved in every capacity.
Oh yeah, you got to know when to use your GP burst, man.
Yo, you guys just suck, bro. I built a team and a beat side, bro. Shut up, man. That's what people always fucking end up saying. Like, people
it actually pisses me off because Zmart's that guy. Like, Zmart's like, oh, dude, I've used this team in every season. I haven't even lost a game yet. This team's the best. What dude are you talking about?
You know, the bullshit thing is, I use that same structure. I fucking lost. So hold that, bud, you liar. You fucking pathological liar.
Bro.
Like, but that's just the annoying part, though, right? Like, it's... People end up then just, you know, turn around, they're like, yeah, well, like, my quick team can bit this. And I'm like, yeah, that's good for you, bud. I literally don't fucking care. You can hold that. Like, the only people I listen to in Pipe Rumble is fucking Ringe and Stump. That's it. That's what, right. Well, fuck that guy, by the way. He can hold that, too. But, like, it's just that. Like, people just start coming in, like, yeah, let me just nuance my Pipe Rumble team. Bro, I don't care. It's not that deep. It's 20 gems. You can earn them in 5 days through your fucking login pack, bud. Like, it's not a big deal. Anyway. Oh, back on to Legend Sabo. That was a nice little tangential path. Out of 10, what if Flame and Knight? Any closing thoughts on the peanut gallery?
I like that he basically doesn't have any negative orbs as a captain. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Always fun to have. And I'm guessing when he pops a special automatically, like if he used the chain boost, that doesn't apply for supports as well, right? It just has to be like a crew member special.
I believe it can be, like supports can proc it too.
Oh, it can?
So if you have a support that gives you a chain boost, in the next turn, it'll activate his special, I believe.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he's like, kind of crazy. Like he's like that. I think that's what like Todd was getting at. Like, Sabo seems to be the most consistent legend that would be used, but Ace, if you max out his super tandem, will be if you're versing an int super boss, having Ace is like, you know, incredible at super tandem 5. But like,
it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Sabo will be very good just for like having him and having that proc to get around special bind and percent damage reduction, locking slots. Like, the chain coefficient buff's incredible as well. Like, he just seems like a very strong unit to have in the long run.
The only thing about Ace with his super tandem, like, they kind of set it up in the super boss where they had 6 characters, so you could actually get that max chain. Yeah. So I wonder how useful it's going to be moving forward.
Going forward, no shot. It's gonna be trash. Like, yeah. It's not gonna be as good, because in the super boss you were able to get to like 9.45 or whatever it was. So you were like taking over like almost your entire. You're taking over like 1.8, 1.9 or whatever it is.
Right.
But going forward, if you're just killing the super boss, you're just killing the boss itself. If you don't have all the chain specials and stuff, you'll only get to like 0.3 or 0.4 additional, which is like great because it's on top of everything else, but at the same time it's like, yeah, whatever. No big deal.
Right.
What about you, Flame? What are you thinking?
No Save comments? For next month.
Save for next month. Save for Annie. There you go. That's the comments. All right, out of 10, Sabo.
Probably 8.8.
8.5.
I'll go 8.75.
Okay.
8.9.
Oh, all right, bet. There we go. All right. Continuing on with the trend of the Worldwide Annie Part 2. Not much to talk about here, but we had TM Fuji. That was all right, I suppose. Actually, you know what? I take it back. TM Fuji was fucking horrible. Let me get into this shit real quick. TM Fuji fucking sucked, man. It was actually the worst shit of all time. If you didn't have, like, thankfully enough, I had... You know, I pulled for Sabo, I got Koala, I got Hack, so I was safe, right? And they were like, because I had a lot of the units, I didn't have Luffy, which is kind of cringe, but there was a way to get around stuff regardless. Cool. Those that didn't have anything, this is maybe one of the worst treasure maps ever designed in Treasure Cruise fucking history. Literally one of the worst. It was horrible.
Yeah. It was pretty bad. Yeah, don't doubt that. It would have been pretty rough for people that didn't have all the stuff. I mean, like, as per usual.
Yeah, naturally.
But at least, I guess I can't really speak for people, but I would say finding friend captains wouldn't have been as hard in the treasure map.
This time around, yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I'll give you that, I suppose.
at least
Friend captains were hard to find. I had to have you reset 100 times.
for the treasure map. Sabo, was that one okay for you?
That's why I.
Yeah,
that's
it
why I
wasn't
have.
as bad as the Kizuna.
Yeah, the Kizuna was worse for sure.
Yeah, we'll get to
for
that.
finding
We'll
friend
get,
captains.
We'll
Yeah,
get to the Kizuna.
I don't have any bad.
The benefit to treasure map was rewards went to 15 mil, which is great. I don't know why this isn't just a normal thing now. I don't know why they continue to just do these rewards only on celebrations, because not like the rewards were anything spectacular. It was just more gems,
Yeah.
I think. Which
I
is
think
just
there were
like,
more ink bottles maybe.
wow, yeah, yes, dude, yes. More ink bottles, dude. Yes.
I love ink
Let's
bottles.
go, dude. I'm fucking hyped. Yes.
Just what I wanted.
Oh, they gave us, there was yellow, there was a plus 100 candy, 10 extra gems. There was 10 more gems after that, so 20 extra gems, and then 50 and 15 of the ink bottles, and then 10 more gems. So 30 more gems for 15
That's
mils.
not bad, I guess.
I just don't understand why that isn't just a purely consistent thing for the most part. But it is what it is. But I put it here, even though technically it's more of a Kizuna thing, even though it's not actually really. We got the super evolution of the red-haired pirates, aka Shanks Crew, aka another Shanks L, aka Fuck Stump because you like
I was
Shanks.
waiting for it.
AKA hold that, big boy. This unit sucks balls. This unit sucks.
Let's fucking
Okay.
go.
Okay, he doesn't suck. He is just like, alright. I don't know how deep we want to get into this because this is a fucking lot to read, but
It's just comparing what we got last month's evolution.
exactly,
You know?
like the fact that Neko and Inu are so good as the 6 boss, and this guy is Pooh is so funny.
I never would have thought that dual cat dog would have been better than dual Shanks Crew.
Bro, just wait
Ever.
till bro, Legend Jack level limit break is better than Shanks Crew 6+. I said it. I fucking said it.
That's
He's
a big
shit.
call.
Crazy.
But here's a chain boundary. This guy's a fucking chain lock. Who the fuck's using chain lock in 2023, bud? That's L. Big L season there. You know what I'm saying? Look, basically Shanks Crew got a big stat buff. That's about it for the most part. Their captain ability at level limit break went to a 1 turn of cooldown, 5.25 attack, 1.35 HP, quick psi recovery tandem beneficial, reduce damage taken by 25%, reduces special bind by 10 turns. If the crew launches a chain locking buff from their special, extends it by a turn, deals non-type damage to all enemies at the end of the turn based on the number of perfect hits, goes up to 1,000x their attack. Their special, their level limit break special is reduces all enemies' HP by 20%, changes block into matching, locks crew slots by 1 turn, locks the chain to 3.75 for 3 turns, becomes a red-haired pirates for 3 turns. If captain is a quick character, boost crew's attack, a base attack by 1,000 for 3 turns. If captain is Psi, boost the color affinity of the crew by 2.25 for 3 turns. And then they got a super switch, and it's all slots to matching and attack by 2.25 at 5 swaps.
Yeah, fair enough, I guess. Like, the super swap is probably the most exciting part, but then again, this is also, again, comparing to Cat Dog. Cat Dog swap is better with less swaps required for the super
4
swap.
swaps. 4 swaps, and they do
Like,
all this
what
extra
the hell am I
utility
experiencing
shit.
right now?
The fall from grace, some may say. Shanks Crew went from
Yeah.
being one of the most incredible characters to another mediocre trash bag.
And the fact that this unit, like, depending on the color of the captain, you get
that's
2
so
different effects.
dumb.
Well, just
Don't
make
do
him get
that.
the effects, period. Like,
Just
why
do
is there a
both
restriction?
effects. Do both.
do both.
Like, oh,
Or
but,
at a bare
but,
minimum, like, make it based off of what color the unit is, or not the color
But
of the
Tolsky,
captain.
but Tolsky, the whole point of this is so you use one of them being Beckman and Lucky Ruin shit, and you get one of them being Shanks, and you pop both specials, so you get both boosts. Come on, bro, didn't you think about that one?
No, but that doesn't even work.
exactly.
It's so dumb. Like, I don't know what they were doing here. Like, and why in the captain do they extend the duration of chain locks and boundaries. Like, it almost feels like this unit was built to take on local sea monster, but
Literally.
they kind of already helped us beat it last month.
Like this, here's like my mantra for this was like, if this had come out first, everyone would have been like, this is a great 6+ for dual units.
100%.
Fantastic. But the fact that Neko and Inu came out first, the bar got set way too high. Way too high. Now our assumption is always, like, now that Neko and Inu is the comparison point. So that's why Shanks Crew just becomes not infinitely worse, but becomes a lot worse in regard. And that's very annoying because, like, they're still good, but they're just so mediocre. Like, it's not a good buff. It's not a good 6+. Like, I don't know. It's whatever.
Like, the only reason you'd really use them is, like, if you have to use their super swap for something. Like, if they like if an enemy interrupts attack boost or something, potentially you could use it for that. Or, you know, you're using him as a captain to get around special bind. Those are the only 2 cases where I think you'd probably use this guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's unfortunate because CatDog just do everything by themselves.
CatDog is so good. Like, they're actually so good.
They made CatDog way too good. Like, that unit is insane. Yeah.
And then this guy's, I mean, look, it helped me clear local sea monster, so I'm not complaining. That was a breeze now, you know.
Literally hardest freaking Grand Voyage to the easiest.
Literally the most peanut shit, which is hilarious in that regard. I mean, I think their Rumble kit got pretty good. They got more defense and stuff, which is good.
Their Rumble kit, like, in all fairness, their Rumble kit is a lot better.
I think that you can actually build a pretty good, like, slasher, like, defense team, or like really bulky slasher teams now because of the extra defense that they give to the team, which is really good. I think I saw, like, Kruby was making one, and it was really bulky ass slashing that just didn't die, which I think is hilarious. Because
I saw an interesting one with using the new CatDog and Carawanda.
Oh yeah,
because both of them boost slashes, and they both do decent damage, and they both have healing effects. So then you got Shanks Crew as well, and you could have Roger Whitebeard. So you got, like, a bulky, healy kind of slasher team. It's interesting.
You just bink out damage as well, because all those boys are heavy hitters too. So, like, that's good. It's nice. I don't care. I'm not going to benefit from it. No one's going to benefit from it, though.
I don't care, though.
Like, that's the problem, though, right? That's the problem with this game. It's like, everything's cool, but it's like, that doesn't matter. You know,
I got a question.
I got an answer.
So, as, like, just like a general, like, super evolution, like, is it good, or are we talking like you need this level limit break max?
You need this level limit break max, in my opinion.
That's kind of whack then. In my opinion.
Because so I had mine 1 copy away, and I was trying to do this, like, double Shanks Crew team to clear LSM, and I couldn't do it because I believe it's in their special. They something to do with, like, the base attack boost. In the non-level limit break version, they only do it for 1 turn, but then in the level limit break version, they do it for 3 turns. So when I went to go pop the other captain one, it procs the base attack boost, and then local sea monsters, like, hold that, and then clears everything and kills you. So, like,
oh wow,
maybe because I was running a stump team. Fuck that guy again. Jesus Christ, a lot of them this episode, because it is Shanks, by the way. But I was running that team, and it required both, like, captains, and I didn't realize you needed both of them to be at level, like, LLB 5. And I had, like, a 5-star copy that I just, like, I unfavorited, and I just fed. So now they're maxed out, which is great. But I guess maybe in that situation, maybe not. But I do think that this is one of those units where their 6+ is actually just kind of really mediocre. And then their level limit break is pretty decent in terms of a buff, but it's just purely numbers in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I think that's gonna be the sad part, though, because, like, you know, if, for example, this year we have, like, best or worst super evolution in the award show, people won't think of this guy as, like, one of the worst. Maybe he's not one of the worst, but at the same time, like, if you were to compare him to everything else that we've received this year so far, I would potentially argue he might be, unless I'm forgetting someone that...
I mean, definitely the most disappointing. I mean, what else have we had? Like, since the award show, we had Roger. which is amazing. We had what came out during January with Doflamingo Kizuna. Oh my god, I can't remember.
Sugar?
Sugar, yeah, correct. It was Sugar.
Yeah.
Sugar was okay for
She
sure.
was alright.
She was good.
She was alright.
And then
And we had
February
Nick-
was Cat Dog. Yeah.
Cat Dog, and then these guys.
Oh,
in
and
March.
obviously we had quick final Tat Luffy as well.
Oh, he's fucking amazing.
yeah, he's great.
He's so good.
Yeah, since the award, I mean, what Super Evolution do we have in December for Boa Kizuna? Chopper, right?
Yeah, Christmas Chopper. Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty
great.
good. He was okay. Yeah.
It would probably be a rat race between Sugar and this guy, but I would say Sugar's actually pretty decent. This guy's only carried by his level limit break, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
like in terms of disappointment levels, it would be the worst.
Most disappointing Super Evolution. This guy.
Yeah,
Congratulations already.
feels bad.
That's about it though for that guy. Like, it's just upsetting because Shanks Crew was this really sick unit, and mind you, he was released during the French anniversary. This fantastic Sugo Fest, so everyone has like this already like really high opinion of him, irrespective of the quality of the unit, because of the Sugo Fest that he released on as well. And now you're like, he's just another unit collecting dust. Like, he's just not that great, unfortunately. So, that's it. All right, into more not that great things. Jesus Christ. Kizuna Clash versus Garp.
Oh,
Let's
boy.
have a chat. Let's have a conversation, bud.
It's crazy how we went from the best super boss in Doflamingo in January, and then we went to probably one of the worst super bosses in Garp in March.
I would say the worst. This is hands down the worst super boss we've ever had. Period. I'd personally
Jeez.
say. It
Was rough. It was so difficult. It was probably the most difficult super boss we've had.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But I just want to preface this by the metadata. So what they did was they increased the initial HP and scaling of the super boss.
Mm-hmm.
And they supposedly increased...
Initially they said
they had increased the scaling of the tickets, right? And everyone's thinking...
Sounds good.
Everyone's
Sounds good
thinking,
in theory.
awesome, you know, last time we got a crap ton of tickets, this time we're going to get even more, but there's more HP, so it's more fair. It's going to be harder to get to kill the boss, blah, blah, blah. Then, fucking the Germans get their, like, calculations completed. We find out they've cut the ticket scaling by 50%. So it's half the amount.
Oh my god.
So basically, I think 86 had a really nice image. And it was like Super Kizuna versus Doflamingo. I believe he posted in the Kizuna chat. I'll keep scrolling while I'm talking. It was Doflamingo, and essentially I think it was after 49 levels or 49 super boss clears, you were getting about 11,000 tickets. Here we go. Got it. 11,072 cumulative tickets after 46 clears. Mind you, the HP capped at level 34. With Super Boss Garp, what they did was it started at double the amount of HP. So you got to max HP at level 29, so 5 levels earlier. And the ticket scaling wasn't exponential, it was linear. So for every clear, you got 1 additional ticket with the base being 100. So at level 46, you got 5,635 tickets. So like a 46% decrease in the amount of tickets you earn, which is just bonkers.
And the crazy part about it is in the initial post, they did say that they increased the amount of rewards. Then they had edited the post after the fact, once people had realized that this ticket change was for negative purposes. Then they amended it to say, oh, instead of increased amount of tickets, they've just amended the amount of tickets that you get.
So it was just this
it was so sketchy.
Shit show. This absolute shit show of a company was just like, we fixed it. And because mind you, like, I'm happy for anyone to jump in. I'm not opposed to them increasing the HP, but increasing the tickets. Like, that's fine by me. Like, if you want to make the Super Boss be 3 bill, okay, that sucks because it's harder to clear them more frequently, but compensate us fairly. But the fact that they increased they essentially doubled the base HP, which in itself is already a lot of HP. 3 billion is not an easy team for a lot of people to clear. And I get Super Boss Kizuna is meant to be played with your alliance. So you all work together and hold hands and sing Kumbaya and you clear Super Boss, right? But the fact that it's doubled, but then the tickets literally, they've doubled the HP, but then they halved the tickets. So,
Yep.
How is that fair in any capacity? And on top of that, this Kizuna is one of the worst Kizunas, like, puzzle-wise. One of the... It's so bad.
They added so many gimmicks to this quest where basically if you're not using the new Sabo or Ace or Luffy, some combination of those units, the amount of damage that you get to on the final stage decreases significantly.
Yep.
Like, you need to have, like, most teams were using at least Sabo as one of the captains because you needed to launch a special on stage 2 and on stage 3, and of course Sabo can facilitate that. So it was really, really bad. So you had to run certain teams using those units as captains or subs.
It was hell. Like, it was so poorly designed. On top of that, in the Doflamingo Super Boss, naturally, or like, I'm gonna use this as like the high-end teams example. A lot of like the top alliances were able to do like 300, 400 billion damage to Doflamingo per run. So you could, in theory, you were killing Doflamingo in like 4 to 6 runs. The cap that I saw of damage on Garp was 100 bill. The cap. 4 times less amount of damage at the high end. And that was if you were sweating, you were doing the old, like, resetting the game, so you're skipping this and you're doing that and you're being a fucking neek. Like, it's
like, just have a look at those 2 infographics that I posted in the podcast chat. Like, the amount of gimmick difference between the Garp event and the Dofi event is wild.
Doflamingo literally was just like, okay, you get to the boss, here's 4 turns of despair. Cool.
And that's it.
Garp, when he gets to the boss, he's like, immunity to accept increased damage by 9%, he becomes super type, he's special binds your bottom and middle row by 6 turns, he binds your top row by 6 turns, attack multiplied, chain down 10 or below, mind you, for 20% decrease for 4 turns, slop change to block, he has intimidation, which is the worst mechanic in the fucking history of Treasure Cruise, mind you. Like, it's too much, and he gives you a fucking little bullshit attack boost for 10 turns, he gives you 10 turns of despair, he removes your accumulated effects. If you use a base attack boost, you're fucked. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that removal of base attack actually kind of hurt, because it means you couldn't use Usopp Yasop for the
like,
it's double stat conditional.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, you know, like, it just doesn't. You're like, look, I get it. You know, you're upset, and like, look, I'm not gonna point fingers and blame anyone, but maybe if a certain cohort of people didn't fucking abuse the ticket bug, not everyone would have been punished. I don't think that that's actually the case, but I do personally think that played into it a little bit. They were probably like, we don't want people to get to that threshold of tickets ever again, or not ever again. Sorry, I shouldn't say, but in any due course. So we're gonna stop. We're going to stop it by making it difficult. Mind you, people have... This is a mechanic that's actually existed for a very long time, but not a lot of people are privy to it, so I'm just going to say it now. What you can... If you want to conserve your Super Boss tokens, which, again, this is a bug. It shouldn't work like this. What you can do is, let's say the 4 of us are in an alliance, and Todd has the team that does the most damage. What the 3 of us can do is we can hop into the Super Boss and then close the game. Todd goes and clears the... So when we hop in, we give him the alliance boost, but technically we spend our tokens. But we hop in the game, we close the app, we go about our day. Todd goes and clears the Super Boss because he does the most damage. When he's cleared the Super Boss, we jump back into the game, and I believe you just back out. When it says, do you want to continue this battle, you just say no, and you retain your Super Boss tokens.
Yep.
So, That's also a broken mechanic that these high-end alliances are abusing, which is fair enough, because you can then conserve thousands of tokens. Thousands of tokens. Which is just, it requires coordination, of course, and stuff, but again, like, so many bugs, so many problems, so many fucking issues. Like, it's uncanny. It's very frustrating in that regard there. But that's, I don't know, there's not much else to it with this. Like, it was just a shit show of a Kizuna. Like, Super Bowl should never be this difficult. It should never be this challenging.
Correct.
Like, I'm of the opinion that at the max HP, you should be able to clear the Super Boss between 5 to 15 runs at most. It should take you. Any less, it's a bit sketch. Any more, not good. I think 5 to 15, that range is enough to be like, 15 runs means what? You're only doing, I don't know, less than 100 bill per hit. But at 5 runs, you're doing like 200, 300 bill per hit. Like, those are the caps that it should be. Any more than that, then it's not fun anymore. And it requires too heavy of a resource investment for you to get anything out of the actual event itself. And that's that one.
Kizuna was freaking dog shit.
It was trash.
It was.
Adding to that, 5+ Garp, whatever. Unfortunately, I don't even know what he does. I'm gonna kick it to you real quick. He has Super Tandem though, which is I guess pretty cool. Cool, whatever. We got the support of Cornelius and Kotatsu. Great support. And we got one of the rare instances of Bandai went back and updated Ace's Super Type, Super Tandem, and support to also include Cornelius and Kotatsu. So in theory, really cool. They should be able to fucking do it for every character in the game. In theory. Which is so annoying. So annoying. That's it. It's very frustrating because you know, for them to go back and bespokely update Ace to add Cornelius and Kotatsu, it's like, I'm not running them on the fucking team, brother. I'm just not doing that. You don't need to update it to suffice these units. But I mean, they went back and did it anyway.
The fact that they did do it means that they should be doing it more to units in the past.
Because who have they done it for in the past? They did it for Odin, I think, to include Hiyori whatever it was, and then Denjiro.
Usually they do it with super evolutions. Like when a unit super evolves, they usually update things to their kit, where they add more units and stuff, but we haven't seen where like a unit is withstanding and they're just like, oh, we're just gonna change the effect of the unit real quick. Like that is very uncommon. So like I would love to see them do stuff like that, but for like support effects, to add supports to units and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, like 100%. I guess like that's the potential of what level limit break would provide, I suppose. But it shouldn't be caveated behind a mechanic. It should just be updated to make the experience better. Like, it just should be in general. So, I don't know. We'll see going forward in that regard there. All right. Let's wrap up World Cruise 2023. I think this is the first, we had World Cruise in was it in 22 or 21 we had World Cruise?
Oh, jeez. World Cruise?
That was the Roger and Odin. Yeah, it was Roger and Odin's
I think it was heading into 2021. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's 21. Yep.
So, it's...
2020 to 2021.
Can you do something for me? 21. So this is the first instance in a while, right, that we've had it. And I'm going to be honest with you. I actually thought this was a pretty cool event.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that for the most part, it's whatever. Like, I don't really care for the whole ranking part, even though I did probably play more than I would generally because of the ranking aspect of things. But I think the idea of splitting people into 5 teams and then pitting them against each other, but then simultaneously pitting the teams against each other in Treasure Map, Kizuna, and Pirate Rumble, I think is a really cool way to approach it. And I would love to see this done at least once a year or twice a year potentially, and then do World Clash once or twice a year would also be really cool as well. But I enjoyed the event. I think the overall event was well organized. What did you think, Todd, overall?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Like, it just sucked the way that the event itself was structured. Like, I like the concept of World Cruise, and I think if they did it every worldwide anniversary, I'd be pretty happy with it. But it's just the fact that Treasure Map itself was very harsh. Kizuna itself was very harsh, which overall made World Clash harder to play.
Yeah.
So that they need to balance that out a bit more. They need to make those game modes a little bit more accessible for people that aren't going to be doing crazy amount of summons. It kind of sucks because the worldwide anniversary is so close to the normal anniversary in May. A lot of people aren't going to opt to go bankrupt in terms of their gems to pull these new units when 2 to 3 months later they've got the biggest Sugo of the year to come out.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
Do you like this method more? Or do you like the old ones where there's 3 different islands and then you would pick one to play type shit?
So, I think because I guess for this one it did a ranking it calced a point based upon Rumble, Treasure Map, and Kizuna. I think that's pretty cool, but it also what it requires is commitment for an entire month, more or less, to be able to play those 3 modes consistently. Whereas the old school Blitz, I think, is still the best designed competitive mode because it was 2 days or 3 days or 1 day, play this one island as many fucking times as you can, and then that was it. There was no point boosters. It was all about speed and perfecting your team and, being as efficient as possible. Whereas these modes, Pirate Rumble, is literally click refresh until win, spend gem, yes. And then Treasure Map is just, fucking meal prep chicken and pasta and then play for 20 hours a day. And then Kizuna is just oh my god, I'm gonna nerd my team out and pull all of the units and blah, yeah. And then do as much damage as you possibly can. It's too sweaty. But I think the best kind of sweat, pause, is from the OG Blitz battle style of things. It just always will, in my opinion at least, will always be superior in every regard.
Mm-hmm.
It just was so much better. But funnily enough, they posted that there was an issue in the points because naturally another issue with Bandai. Wow, how rare. That in the treasure map there was the expedition points were not counted, and then they went back and counted them. I think that was how it worked. But
yeah, the expedition with treasure map, there's something wrong. Yeah.
Funnily enough, I had the things tracked on an Excel sheet, and I had the points before and after the recalc. The treasure map points after the recalc went down, so every team had less points, which I think is interesting, even though they were meant to be adding the expedition points. And then for some reason the rumble points also went down, which also doesn't make much sense unless they've actively gone and banned people, hackers or modders or whatever, and that's the reason why they've gone down. Mm-hmm. Kizuna stayed the same, but treasure map and Pyre Rumble points went down. So I don't
get
know.
that.
I don't understand. I want to give some shout outs though, because I tracked everything, because I'm a neek. Shout out to Team Robin for absolutely fucking smoking the entire World Cruise. Team Robin won all 3 events. Shout out Team Nami for coming last, i.e. my team, me and Stump, we can hold that. And Team Zoro, so Todd's team, for coming second last. So let's go, boys.
Yeah, woo!
I want to shout out to a guy called Kujin, or Kujun, I think is how you pronounce it. He got first place in every Team Sanji. In every Team Sanji aspect, so he technically got first place overall in World Cruise. So congrats to that guy, you bloody neek. And then shout out to him as well for having the most points in Pirate Rumble. He was ahead by about 2.8 thousand points, so you can do the math on how many gems that is. That's about 100 gems or whatever it is. Shout out to 1Car from the global side of things, or Korean side of things. He had the most points in treasure map. I want to say something as well real quick, and I'm going to get hated by all the fucking the heavy grinders, everyone was gassing up one car for being this like, yo, bro, he got the record, blah, blah. The guy in second place in JP got 4.1 bill. One car got 4.3. It was 180 mil between them, which isn't a lot at NAB level 700. So, your boy isn't as good as you fucking think he is. Anywho, this JP
man's just firing shots.
I did, because everyone's like, yo, he's the best, but no one's looking at the JP side of the game where this guy also got 4.1 bill as well. Like, 4.3 is an amazing figure, and you're a fucking neek for doing it because you probably played 24 hours a day. But, like, go touch grass, lad. And then shout out to first place in the Kizuna being Akatsuki BV from the JP side of things, who got 51 billion points in Kizuna, which is a lot. He was ahead by about 900k, which is interesting, or 900 mil, whatever. Anyway, done. Congrats to all those guys. You're all a bunch of losers. Todd, how did you go? What was your overall score in World Cruise?
Honestly, I didn't even look at my score. I wasn't even like that fussed about it, to be honest. Like, I was more focused about the actual aspect of each individual game mode rather than the World Cruise side of things, because overall the amount of rewards that you got from World Cruise wasn't that specific. Like, it wasn't that amazing.
No.
I was more focused on the rewards in each individual mode. So
Oh yeah, big
I
time.
actually didn't even view where I was ranked. I think during Treasure Map I looked at it briefly, but during Kizuna I didn't even look at the website, so I didn't really care. It's just more of just a way just to get extra free gems. And they haven't distributed the rewards for it yet, have they?
I don't think World Cruise rewards haven't been distributed yet. I don't think so, because they were still like recalcing or whatever it is. So
okay, yeah.
Well,
Either way,
I was ranked 226 in Nami. Pause.
Okay.
Which I think is like Nami was just a free. It was literally just the most breeziest ride, because no one was really competing too hard there. I ranked 360th in Rumble for Team Nami. I ranked 570 in Treasure Map for Team Nami, and I ranked 477 for Kizuna for Team Nami. So I'm actually under okay for one time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it. World Cruise, cool, done. I want to see more of it though, in my opinion. I want to see more of these kinds of events with the whole world. Like, not the shitty blitz. No more of that bullshit. More unique stuff. I guess like this is pretty cool way to do it by doing it like the generic monthly stuff and comprising it together. But maybe do like, you know, think of some ways to do different kinds of things, or do like a damage ranking one, or do like something like that, and have like the world compete in that regard there. Awesome.
Yeah, I agree. A damage ranking would be pretty fun, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think that'd be cool, because then it'd be one event, and then everyone would just be ranked against each other, and then you'd be like trying to eke your team out to be a little better, or like do a little bit more damage, and then you know, I think overall it'd be more interesting in that regard, as opposed to anything else. But cool, World Cruise, love to see more of it in the future. Would be great. All right. Going forward, hey, guess what? More Legends! Woo! Let's fucking go,
Hey,
dude.
let's go.
These Supernovas. Got a couple Legends.
Yeah, this is
all-
pretty cool.
They're all really shit. So,
Well,
yes! They're okay.
well, technically it's a good thing though, because it's easier to save the gems for Annie.
Exactly. If you put, I'm a keep it a $1.50. If you pulled on these banners and your job isn't making money off this game, you have rocks in your fucking skull. You just do. Like, you have rocks in your cranium. Something's rattling up there. I don't know what it is, but you need help.
Yeah, even I did, like, right, even as someone who does a lot of pulls on random banners, even I only did 4 multis and I dipped. I was out. This banner just straight
It
up
was fucking
sucked.
shit. It was so bad.
It's bad. They didn't even, like, I don't know what Bandai's deal is, but they don't want to boost Beckman Lucky Roo, Film Raid Chopper, Sop for some reason.
None of the
they don't
Film
like
Red
boosting
characters
them.
are ever going to get boosted every game in your entire life.
Yeah,
There's
and
not.
Ray-Ban and Whitebeard, that's true.
They
just don't exist.
Ray-Ban and Whitebeard got boosted once. Never again. So, like, you can wait for Anniversary to pray to the gods they get boosted. But that's also a long shot, too. Alright. Breathe in, breathe out. All right, Legend Killer. Yeah, he finally got one, guys. Yes. Yes, his art is worse than his rare recruit art. Yes. Let's go.
Man.
He looks like the fucking blue one. Anyway.
He does. He looks like the OG rare recruit quick one. It's so
100%.
funny. Like, bro, he's a legend. Do some hot shit, man. All right, Legend Killer.
Conserving the effort for Annie, probably. Maybe. I don't know.
He's got a final tap and he's got a special. Fuck me, he's so weird. All right, he is an int driven striker super type int character with final tap. His captain ability: boost driven and striker cooldown by 2 turns at the start of the quest. Boost attack by 5.25 with a matching slot, 4.75. Otherwise, boost the HP by 1.65. Makes strength, dex, and recovery slots beneficial and cuts crew's HP by 10% at the end of the turn. Special. He reduces enemy percent damage reduction by 6 turns, boosts color affinity of Driven and Striker by 2.5 for 1 turn. If the crew's HP is 50% or less, boost Driven and Striker's base attack by 1250 for 1 turn, and boost their attack by an overridable 1.5 for 1 turn. His super type condition is any worst generation character, including Blackbeard, Heat, and Wire, and his effect is cuts crew's HP by 50%, buffs or boosts by 0.25, boost damage dealt to enemies inflicted with defense down by 2.25 for 1 turn, and changes into super in. I'm just gonna keep running it. His final tap is on the last stage, and it's plus 3,000 base attack at 1 HP, or it's plus 800 base attack at 150k HP. Weird. And his support is if once per quest, if the character launches a special, reduces damage reduction by 2 turns, attaches the Kid, Heat, and Wire. It's Part Rumble Kid. In allies receive attack at level 6, HP at level 6, / enemies get defense at level 5. He's special, which is on the 32 CT. Targets large range horizontal enemies for 2.6 attack and 20% CT delay. And his GP ability, in allies receive 8 attack, HP at level 5, special CT at level 2. Driven striker allies receive special speed and blow away % at level 3 and defense at level 2. His special, which is 2 uses, 33 instances of damage, targets all enemies for 5x attack and special CT down level 5 for 15 seconds. He is bad. He's just not good. I'm just going to be honest with you. I read that for no reason because he's shit. He's not good.
He's basically like Super Tandem Kid's best friend.
Like he's made hand in hand with. They're holding hands. They're best friends, which is fair enough.
Yeah. This unit's like fine, but like
if you pull him,
he doesn't need to exist. He doesn't need to exist.
If this guy is the kind of legend that you pull from a ticket and you're like, oh, this guy's a legend. Nice.
Yeah, we take those.
You're like, nice, and then you move on with your day. You're like, all right, sweet. Anyway, everything is kind of everywhere in this unit. Like 5.25 attack to Driven Striker, 4.75 otherwise, lots of HP, makes slots beneficial, but he cuts your HP. He reduces damage reduction, color affinity, but he wants your HP low, boosts base attack, and gives an overridable attack, which I guess is great. Then his super type cuts HP, buffs an orb boost, which where the fuck is the orb boost? And then which goes with Hawkins, I'm assuming, right? I believe.
So yeah, I think it's this. I forgot that he did the overridable attack boost. That's incredible, actually. Because Super Tandem Kid gives you a 2.75 attack boost, and if you have an attack boost, you get a 2.5 orb boost, and then if you use Killer's super type, he buffs your orb boost, so you'll have 2.75 attack and 2.75 orb boost.
So what you're telling
and then,
me, this guy's the best legend in the game.
Sense.
This is what you're telling me.
I would not go that far. But you've also got Killer himself, which does color affinity, right?
Yes.
He has color affinity. And then with his super class or super type, he does the health cut, which gets you low enough to then when you use the special, you can get the additional buffs. And then he also gives 2.25 conditional against defense down. And then Super Tandem Kid's Super Tandem gives defense down to all enemies. So it's like literally best combo with these two together. And plus like Kid as a captain gives -3 cooldown to Driven and Striker. So pretty good speed farming combination for sure. But I mean, you don't need it.
I just wish that this guy was like a modern day Hody. Like, doing some sort of end of turn damage would have been really sick as well on top of that. But no, I actually didn't think of it in the sense of Super Tandem Kid, I suppose. Like, all too much. But now that you've, like, brought all of that up, he is decent then. But I guess you are then forced to have both of those units, like, as captains. And I guess, like, their captain buffs are still very good. I mean, Super Tandem Kid is still, I would personally say, like, one of the better or one of the best just regular legends.
100%.
But I still, like, okay, can we talk about his final tap real quick? What's going on?
His final tap's whack.
This is a programming problem. And that's what I think it is. Like, it's one of those things you get in class where it's like, if less than 1% do this, if above to do this. Like, they were just using, like, greater thans and less thans for fun when they were making this shit. But it doesn't make any sense. Boosts own base attack by 3,000 at 1 HP. How are you getting to 1 HP is my first question, I suppose.
True.
And then boosts base attack by 800 at 150k HP.
So it's a scaling factor.
Oh.
My man, the penny just dropped. Yeah.
It's still shit. It scales downwards then, right?
Yeah, so the lower your HP, the more base attack you get.
That's trash! That's so much worse. The penny did just drop and it fell into the abyss. Like, it's...
Dude, sure.
Yeah, so it's just base attack. That's all it is. And
that's so bad, man.
But if you're using Kid and Killer as captain, you're continuously reducing your health every single turn. So by the time you get to the last stage, you're going to be 20-30% or below. So he's going to have around 2,000-ish base attack, give or take, maybe even more. Like 2,500.
I guess that does make a lot more sense.
Because Kid actually does, like, I think he also does a 10% health cut or a 20% health cut.
He does a 10% health cut at the end of the turn, yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're supposed to use them together, basically.
Just bring the whiteboard chip, and you're done.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah. Just depending on the content, of course.
His Rumble kit is also less than desirable. And it's actually not bad, but again, like...
I will say, he seems good in GP. Like, his GP kit looks pretty
I was going to
decent.
say, his special seems great. 5x attack and then delaying CT, or CT down for 15 seconds is actually pretty good.
Yeah, if you launch at, like, the start of a fight, that's pretty brutal.
In driven, again, like you were mentioning earlier, strikers. Why are we boosting strikers? Stop that. Stop that.
Just
get some help.
Stop it.
Stop doing that. If it was like in driven and Psy, like, because I guess Hawkins is the Psy factor, that would have been really cool. He would have been so usable.
Kind of OP, yeah.
But, nah, strikers, bud. I mean, he's okay.
It is what it is, really.
It is what it is. It's like this is a solid mediocre legend.
Yeah, it's one of the. You're right. It's one of those units you can pick up from a legend ticket later on down the line.
Or
don't
pull
need
him
to
on
pull
anniversary. Like, hopefully during Annie, he's boosted to some capacity. You pull him. Sick.
He might be. He might not be. We'll have to wait and see.
That's also a very sad point you've just brought up.
He might not be.
Very true. He might not be. Which is fair enough. You know what? I'll be honest with you. They'll probably boost him, but they won't boost Beckman Lucky Roo. Just saying. I'm gonna put it out there. So they might do that. All right, out of 10. I think it's a solid 6.5. 6.5. He's very average.
5.
Yeah, I agree. 5, 6.5. Yep. What are you thinking?
I think honestly he's not as bad as what you got. Like I think I like him a bit more than you guys. I'd probably give him like a 7.5.
I think if I saw like some gameplay of him and Kid together, and like saw him like clearing some like challenging content, I'd be probably more inclined to say it. But I haven't seen.
It's the fact that he's also like his kit is not color focused, which is cool. So you can run whatever color you want. So that's driven and striker. And then like him and Kid with the speed farming mechanics, like the units, like it's a good combo for sure. The only real problem as well is that Kid and Killer don't have many good supports.
That's also a great point. You have a Heat and Wire, and that's it. Then
there's not a lot going on. Yeah.
Flame, what do you think, bud? Nice chat. All right, moving on.
Man's asleep.
Man's asleep. The crew's back together again. What does Flame do? He falls asleep. I'm gonna embarrass Flame. This guy sent me a video of his haircut. He's like, "What do you think, bro?" And then he has the audacity to fall asleep on this podcast when the crew's back together for the first time in a month.
Man.
That's crazy.
Never in my life. Never in my life. All right. Moving on to Legend Hawkins, I suppose. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other is how I kind of feel with these characters. But gotta scroll back up. Legend Hawkins came. I mean, this is a V2 Hawkins. Shout out to Kruby, his favorite legend in the game. So let's see what this guy can do. Hawkins is a Psi Cerebral Striker, super type Psi, sorry. He also has final tappy as well. He is captain ability. Reduces crew special CD by 1 at the start of the turn. Boosts sign in attack by 5.25 when HP is 90% or higher or 30% or below, 5x otherwise. Boosts the HP by 1.3, makes unfavorable slots counters matching, and adds +1 to the special use counter each time a crewmate uses a special, maxes at 4. Keep that in mind. His special reduces sign int cooldown by turn, boosts their orb depending on how much damage was received, 2.5 base, 2.75 for 30% damage taken. If captain is Psi or int, reduces bind and Sailor Despair by 6 turns. Nullifies damage based on special use counter. So the nullifies damage for 1 turn if the counter is 0 to 1. Negates attack if counter is 2 to 3. And negates 2 attacks if counter is at 4. He extends the orb boost by a turn, including from his special, and he resets his special use counter. His special, super type is crew as any one of the following, any of the worst generation, including Backbeard and Kaido. His effect reduces bind by 4 turns, special bind by 4 turns, boosts sign in attack by 2.5 for a turn, changes Psi to Super Psi. His final tap is the scaling thing as well, but in the opposite direction, which maxes at 1000 attack at 1 HP to 2.5 at 60k. His support, once per quest, if the character launches their special, reduces damage taken by 30% for 1 turn and boosts Psi orbs by 1.75 for a turn. His abilities, Psi allies receive HP and attack level 6, Cerebral allies get recovery at level 5, self-revives to 50% HP 1 time. His special is cuts own HP by 20%. If HP is below 60%, targets all enemies for defense at level 5, 15 seconds. If HP is below 30%, targets 3 enemies with high attack for 80% chance of half stats for 10 seconds. His GP leader, Psi allies receive attack HP speed level 3. Cerebral Striker allies receive crit percent up level 3. Special CT defense at level 2. His special is limited to 2, which defeats 6 enemies. Targets all enemies for 2k fixed damage and 100% chance of special bind for 8 seconds. Targets sign in enemies for speed down and attack down level 10 for 20 seconds. Yeah.
Well, that's Hawkins.
That's Hawkins. His support, okay, it's a bad place to start. But his support is actually pretty good, in all honesty.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good support. The fact that it attaches to Psi Cerebral, you get damage reduction, and then you also get an orb boost. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's gonna see some play moving forward for sure.
Otherwise,
I mean, we have another support like that, isn't the TM Legend Sanji? Doesn't he have a very similar support to that? Like he does an orb boost, but it doesn't do damage reduction.
I think so.
Right now. Yeah, attaches to any Psi character, and when they use a damage dealing special, 1.75 Psi orb boost for 1 turn. So Hawkins doesn't need to do damage.
I think that I love that about like this, and then I also love that killer support. Is also really good as well.
Yeah, it is.
2 turns of damage reduction attaches to Kid. Like that's also really fantastic too.
Very similar to the free-to-play killer that we got when Tandem Kid actually came out.
Don't say that. Don't let it. That free-to-play one's only 1 turn. This guy's 2 turns. All right, let's give this guy a little bit.
The free-to-play killer only activates when the enemy procs it.
Yeah, let him know.
The Legend one activates when you use a special. So
let's go, killer. Yeah. Actually, though, I think I'd prefer that one because it makes auto teams a lot easier. Anyway, moving on. The special counter mechanic's cool, I suppose. I think it's a cool thing.
Unique.
It's very unique. I think I like it, but the fact that it revolves around damage reduction and nullifying damage stresses me the fuck out for what content is. So what Treasure Map and Kizuna's gonna be.
I'm not looking forward to Treasure Map. I think that this Hawkins is going to be super integral to it, and it's going to be super difficult without it. But I hope that's not the case.
Because otherwise, like, okay, he actually does quite a bit, I suppose. One turn to cooldown. He does an orb boost depending on the damage you take. He reduces bind and Sailor Despair by 6 turns. Damage reduction and nullification, and extends the orb boost, including the one that he puts himself, and then he resets the special use counter. It's quite a decent chunk of stuff, but at the same time, it's nothing amazing. Like Sailor Despair reduction by 6 turns is actually pretty cool. In all honesty,
yeah, not too many units do that.
I like in his captain ability makes unfavorable slots matching.
Love that.
But then at the same time, he boosts sign in. So I guess he just basically boosts sign in slots to be matching.
Yeah, that's a good point. I completely.
You know what I mean? Because like that, I was like reading. I didn't notice it at first. I scrolled back. I was like, please boost like fucking strikers or some shit. Nah, boost the sign in. So there's no real benefit to it in that regard, I suppose. My question is, does the special counter mechanic count as a accumulated value? So
I assume it does.
So then he gets cucked a lot then by like for example in Super Kizuna Garp removed beneficial effects and accumulated values. Like you just that whole special counter build up just gets revoked immediately, I suppose. So you don't actually get the benefit of it.
I wonder actually, because like captains that you have to kill something every single turn to like increase your attack stack. Like I don't think those captains get their effects removed.
Okay.
So I'm not too sure how it works. If I had to guess, I would say that removing beneficial effects would removing accumulated values would reset this to 0. But I haven't actually tested that yet.
I would say the same thing as well personally. I don't like I mean his final tap does the opposite direction. It's just a bit annoying.
Yeah, it is.
His Rumble kit looked really good, but then his special was poo.
And another thing as well is that like you can't get his special counter stack as a crewmate.
Oh.
Yeah, you only get it as the captain. So as a sub, he'll only ever do 1 turn of nullification.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh no.
Man said oh.
Oh no. He's bad. Hold on. Can I change my score for killer real quick? Because this guy is a lot worse than killer.
Feels bad. I like the uniqueness of him though.
I do agree.
The fact that he removes special bind with his super type, and the super type is also an attack boost for 2 colors, like it's good still.
Special bind by 4 turns is actually pretty sick. Yeah, attack boost is great.
It's really nice.
It can be procced with like a lot of characters. He has Sailor Despair, potential ability, which is cool. 5 turns of it, which is actually really good in all honesty. Support's good. Rumble kits are his GP stuff. It seems good, but then you get fucking strikers again.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of his Rumble stuff. I think it's not great.
Fuck off with the strikers, please. What are you doing? Imagine if these guys both boosted Psi in driven, Psi in Cerebral, or whatever it was. So much better. But no, he's not good. This guy is not good. All right, let's quickly run it. Out of 10.
He's V3 Zoro for Psi.
He's V3 Zoro for Psi. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because you have to like take the damage and then you get.
But then at least at the
higher
same
orb boost.
time, Zoro had the ability to actually do damage, so you can wave clear very quickly with him. Very quickly with him. This guy
Who
just
needs
sits there.
wave clear? Shut up. Stop
Who needs
being a
wave clear
nerd.
when I have my boosted units? I have my boosted units, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna get them. I'm gonna get 8 drop from my fucking turtle farming.
Shut up.
Yes, sir.
Talking to me. No one fucking asked. Alright, out of 10 for Hawkins.
Mm.
V2 Hawkins, I should say, sorry. It's my bad. My apologies.
V1 Hawkins. Oh no. I don't even know. To be
He's a
honest,
solid,
like
he's a solid
I'd-
5.5. I don't know.
without testing him, I'd have to put him just the same as what I ranked Killer. To be honest.
Was it 7? I think it was. I go 5.5 personally. I just don't think he's good at all. What about you, Knight?
Yeah, I gave him a 6.
6? Yeah. All right.
Kaido stage 2, Big Mom stage 5.
This
Yes.
Carissa's clearing shit right now. Jesus Christ.
She's
all
trying
the
to do
best.
She came up to me and she was like, "Oh, how do I beat the April Fool's event?"
Hey,
Clearly, she hasn't
what?
watched clearly, she hasn't watched my YouTube video. that I
Just put
uploaded today.
V3 Big Mum as your captain. Done.
I know. Yeah.
And I had to use specials. To be fair, I did die to it on stream. It was actually very funny. I was like,
Bruh.
yeah, I'm trash. Yeah, all right, cool. Hawkins done. Flame thoughts? Great opinion. Moving
I
on.
agree.
I want to give a shout out to Rare Recruit Zoro. Cause he's
Oh my
fucking
God.
cracked. He's legend tier.
Wait, which Rare Recruit Zoro? We get
Yeah,
one
sorry,
every
my
fucking
bad.
week
This
these days.
is the 13th Onigashima related Zoro. His special reduces defense up threshold by 5 turns, sets enemy defense to 0 for a turn, which kind of is a bit weird, but anyway. Buffs conditional attack boost by 0.25, applies a 2x defense down conditional attack boost for 1 turn otherwise. If crew consists of 5 or more driven characters, applies a minus 10% driven resistance down to all enemies for a turn.
That's not awful.
He's really good. Pair him up somehow with Nami in some capacity.
It's
I don't
actually
know.
kind of cool because we don't actually get many good side-driven characters. So
Yeah.
that's really, really neat. I like that.
The conditional buff is sick. Like, it's actually really cool. And if you already have a conditional buff, or like, so or if there is no conditional attack boost or whatever it is, he just does one himself, which I think is great. Resistance, obviously fantastic. Defense up and threshold, fantastic as well.
There's only one thing wrong with this unit.
Oh no.
He's not a damage dealing special. You can't put. Imagine like this, and you could put kosher as support.
Oh! Don't say that. Don't
It
say
would have been
that.
so good.
It would have been fucking the GOAT. He's still good though. It's funny how cracked his
Yeah.
special is.
Yeah.
It also stresses
You
me out
know
though.
what the database says?
What does the database say?
Oh, the database says if you have 5 or more slashes.
slashers.
Yeah. It says
People are
if
gonna
you
be
have
like,
5 or more slashes, then you get driven resistance.
yes, let's go, Bog.
Yeah, good job,
No.
Solaris.
Thanks, Solaris. Thanks, Solaris, for the work that you do, but also get some help with get someone to help you, please. Like I'm begging you, bud. Don't do it all yourself. All right, one last legend to go. No one predicted this one. Oh my god! It is Pirate Rumble Legend Apoo.
Bruh. Bruh.
He's actually not bad though. That's the crazy part. He's
Yeah,
not bad.
he's not bad. He's not terrible.
All right,
This is Apoo's first legend in the game too.
it is. So now
And
I think.
now every Supernova has
Yep.
one, right?
I was gonna say, now you mentioned it earlier. Oh, so you mentioned it as a tweet, but every Supernova now finally has a legend.
Nice.
Which is pretty good. Alright, Apoo. He is a shooter driven captain or character. I love that. It's so funny that they still just refuse to make these guys super type or super class or whatever. It's great. Boost the attack of shooter and driven by 5x if you defeat an enemy in the previous turn. Increase the attack slightly. up to 5 times for a 5.5, makes Int Bomb and Super Bomb beneficial for Shooter and Driven, and for the first 10 turns at the start of the quest, makes crew immune to Tap Limit and Blind. Special. Makes Perfects easy to hit for 5 turns, changes top and bottom row into Super Bomb, locks all orbs for a turn, adds 1.4 to the chain multiplier for 1 turn, and if during that turn you hit 2 perfects, adds 1.6 to the chain multiplier for a turn, and in the following turn, if during the following turn you hit 3 perfects, adds 2.0 to the chain multiplier for a turn after that. His support reduces, so if you're inflicted with chain coefficient reduction or blindness reduces both by 3 turns, which I think is pretty good. He's special. So mind you, he's a Rumble character. He's special, 29 CT. Targets enemies in a large range for 2.7 attack. In allies receive attack and speed at level 7 for 25 seconds. And Psi enemies receive a 1.2x... target Psi enemies for 1.2x attack, ignoring defense. His ability, in allies, gets speed and CT up... So 6 speed, CT up 3. Psi enemies receive defense down level 6. And that's it. He's done. He's actually good in Rumble. He's actually good in Rumble.
Wait, are you saying we finally got a Rumble legend that is good in Rumble?
Today is the day! Write it down in the calendar books. They've done it. They've made a Rumble legend good in Rumble. He's actually pretty decent of a character overall. He's not bad.
Yeah, he'll see somewhat usage. I don't think he's like... I don't know if he's optimal, but he's usable for sure. He's very usable. The damage for defense is kind of nasty.
That's what I mean. I think you can if you have him, you could probably pretty comfortably just take on any side team and run it.
Yeah, you could run an anti-side team. Like you could still use super type Katakuri. You could use Conus, you Rogue. Like you could build some pretty wacky teams.
The fact that
Ohm is side defense down.
Yeah, Ohm. Yep.
Well, that's what I mean. You have Ohm and him in the same team. You get a crap ton of side defense down, and then you just bring heavy hitters. Bring Uta, bring Kaido. This guy does a lot of damage. Bring Moria for stats. He's really good.
Super Tandem Kid.
Super Tandem Kid. It's done. It's over. Wrap it up. Call it a day. Sai in the bin. Finally, Pog face. I mean, not really though.
Yeah.
Sai's still fucking cracked. Just avoid this guy at all costs.
That's still good, but Int have gotten a lot of... Int and Driven, both of them have received a lot of support.
I would probably say he makes side teams pretty free. As long as they don't have Wano lore or, I don't know, some bullshit like that.
Yeah, Wano lore is still a bit of a problem. Doesn't your Rogue also debuff Sai special
Sai as well. So if you run if you run Rogue, you run Apoo, you run Ohm, that's basically debuffing Sai to an uncanny amount. And then just run some damage dealers like Uta, Moria, Super Tandem Kid versus Kaido. You can pretty comfortably just debuff the shit out of them and then just kill them with a lot of damage.
It's kind of cool.
His captain ability makes crew immune to tap limit and blindness. That's fucking sick.
Yeah, only for the first 10 turns.
Which is also cringe, but let's avoid that part. Makes him immune to tap limit and blindness, because I think that's awesome.
Though it is interesting though, because that is from what I've heard, it's at the start of the quest he puts the immunity buff on your team, which means the enemy can remove it.
That's fucking hilarious then. So
preemptives also count towards it too. So it's not as good when you think about it.
Fuck off! I just wanted to be happy, man. He's so why? Why? Just make it embedded in the freaking ability. What are you doing anyway? It's unique at least. The chain multiplier is actually insane. Adds 0.2 after the third turn or whatever. So not 0.2, 2.0? That's a lot.
2.0. I mean, it's the highest chain boost aside from Nami at full charge.
Yeah, that's a great point, actually. Jesus.
Yeah, it's a pretty good special. To get chain boost for 3 turns is kind of nice.
How do they make these units? How do they make Hawkins and Killer and then make Apoo, but then also simultaneously make Legend Nami? Nami
is a super Sugo, so...
I guess, but at the same time... Okay, how do they make, I don't know, Rayleigh and Gaban, and then make Legend Killer.
I mean,
You know,
even
like-
to this day, even Super Tandem, Law, and Kid are still up
clear.
there.
And
Yeah.
I think what is it? Super Tandem Kid has gotten a massive buff.
Yeah.
From all these legends releasing as well, like big buff. So he's like even stronger now, which I think is great. But yeah, I would say that this guy's pretty cracked. For Rumble, like if you get him Rumble, like easy side team, easy. Like
in terms of a Rumble legend, he's very good. Yeah,
probably
because he doesn't have super type or super class, unfortunately.
Would he be the best Rumble legend?
Oh, I don't know, because you've got Kizaru still sees some use, Eneru still sees some use. Orochi's not bad, honestly, in Rumble.
Yeah, Driven, because Driven's crazy right now in Rumble. Yep.
Kuma is kind of annoying.
You forgot strength for Kainu.
Shut up, they don't count. Come on, bud. Quick, sorry, my bad. Quick Aokiji. Whoa, sorry, my bad. The best.
Yes, sir. My goat.
It'd be an interesting conversation to have, like, who are the best Rumble legends, because they're all, like, on the same playing field. It just depends on how good they're...
It definitely ain't page one. Do you remember page one got a legend?
I forgot page one's a legend. I forgot.
Yeah.
He's the worst. He's so shit. He's shit.
He's actually garbage, yeah.
He's so bad. Poo. He's so bad. Alright. Moving on. We've still got a lot to talk about. New level limit breaks. I'm not reading these because there's too many of them.
There's a couple of them that are pretty decent.
This might be like probably one of the best level limit break batches we've had.
There's some good ones in there.
They're all like really, really good. To run through them, we got 6 and 6 plus Lucy, 6 plus Carrot, 6 plus Jack, 6 plus V1 Brook, and 6 plus V2 Doflamingo. All got buffs.
I really liked what they did with Lucy. So Lucy's like more cooldown in his captain.
6 stars,
cool.
Kind of better than his 6 plus. Just
Dude,
saying.
I was shocked when I read the 6-star one.
His 6 star is kind of better than his 6 plus. It's kind of funny.
It's like attack boost over like 3 turns, very similar to the anniversary Luffy.
But then and then his 6 plus is, yeah, man. 2 attack boosts, yeah. Like
he does at least get a bit of utility in his special.
Yeah,
there's 6 turns of paralysis and an all block, which is kind of nice.
But he's
the
6 stars really good.
The 6-star is like a unit to use over 3 stages, whereas the 6-star plus is used over 2 stages. So
yeah, that's right.
I mean, realistically, if you want to, you can just devolve it if you've got yours capped out. That's fine.
Yeah,
it's not the end of the world.
Dofi's
was pretty cool. I like what they did with Dofi.
Dofi's Pyre Rumble is so much more damage. He's fucked.
He got more damage, and his Rumble ability change is like, what? So now he gives level 5 defense down to free spirit enemies.
Yeah, so fucked up.
Like so just in case if you had a little bit of trouble killing enemies with Dofi, we'll just make sure that free spirit characters are gonna go down. And then his special. Now, like, each additional hit that he would do normally was only 1 times damage. So now they've upped it from, like, the second hit's 1.1, then it's 1.2, then it's 1.3. So just adding essentially 50% more damage to his special.
Yeah.
So and then the base attack, instead of being 2 times, is 2.2. So yeah, they've added, like, an additive value of, like, 0.7 to, like, all of the damage that he does.
It's bonkers for him because, like, as a bench unit sometimes, or just as a unit that... He does so much more damage. Like, so much more damage. It's actually ridiculous, which is great.
Yeah. And he's like a mainstay in Grand Party, so...
Yeah, exactly right. Like, he's incredible. Brook... Yeah.
No one's
Chain boost. Damage against delayed enemies. Heal. Damage taken. Changes block to matching. Cuts all enemies by 20% and delays them. So he's self-blocking delay boost. That's pretty good, I suppose. Jack. Now, the reason why I say Jack is better than Shanks Crew is because he gives a chain boundary. 3 to 10. Which I think is just broken. It's not broken, but I mean, it's pretty good. His captain ability is really great as well. 5x Rainbow, which is just awesome. Makes strength and tandem beneficial for the entire crew, and he doubles XP Like, he's a great captain for XP farming again. Even though, not like he never was, but, like, he just is really good.
And his special now does a orb change thing, too.
Oh, that's right.
Like, changes left slots to tandem, right slots to strength through block slots.
Yep, which is just,
and then,
again, great.
And that works really well with Super Tandem Kaido if you do that combo.
Mm-hmm. And then, I guess, lastly, Carrot.
Oh, she's the worst one out of the
I know,
bunch.
it's so upsetting. It's
Dude,
so upsetting.
she got so shafted with hers. Oh
just
my
high
God.
numbers, that's about it. Just more numbers.
Yeah, they just gave her bigger multipliers, that's it. They actually didn't change any component of her kit. Well, they did, technically. Her special now does 100% defense reduction, and then more numbers, that's it.
Which is cool. 100% defense reduction is great, but, like...
yeah, I don't know. It's hard to, like, what would you even add to this unit to even change her up, like, to be honest?
Because is the turn counter still 12 turns or whatever it is? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe that would have been buffed potentially, even though 12 turns is fine now. Maybe, like, if you have an orb boost, an attack boost, or, like, a chain boost, or, like, some kind of additional
like
boost.
a reduced redundancy special, where it's like, if you have an orb boost, get an attack boost instead. Yeah, that would have been good.
Something like that. Because then if you're running double carrot, like, you get the benefit or something like that. Like, because, like, I always found her captain interesting, because if she becomes captain in the middle of the quest, she gives a higher attack boost than she does otherwise.
Yeah.
Maybe you could have played with that mechanic and been like... If the friend captain is, like, slasher or whatever it is, like, makes your captain, gives you the max captain boost or something like that. I don't know, maybe something in that regard there.
Or, like, if she becomes the captain in the middle of the quest, like her captain says, if this character becomes the captain, then, like, add it, like, just do, like, -1 or 2 cooldown to all characters when she swaps. Like, that would have been interesting, too.
What also would have been cool as well is if they added the mechanic of denying the captain swap, like choosing to not become captain.
Oh, I like that. Yeah,
like, that would have been really sick. Like, you know, because then you would have been able to able to pop her and get the defense down, the orb boost, the reduces her own cooldown. Sorry, she makes orbs beneficial. But then if you were able to just deny the captain swap, you could then just run a better captain, but get all those additional benefits, I suppose, too. But I guess you're running this unit for the benefit of negating the defense and blah, 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 blah anyway. So, like, it's a bit of give and take, I suppose. Level limit breaks, though, great. Great set of level limit breaks in that capacity there. Very happy with them in all. All right. Let's chat about the highest budget event Bandai's ever hosted in the history of man, April Fool's Day.
Yes, sir.
Like, actually, one of the most dedicated, organized events they've ever done in the last maybe 3 years of Treasure Cruise. It's uncanny. And I think it's actually it's kind of embarrassing, if we're going to be honest with ourselves here. So we had the free Usopp multi, which was cool, and the last poster was a guaranteed red. I think it was like new. It was like one of the reds where it's like guaranteed a limited pool one, which is cool. Did you get anything?
What did you get?
I got Nami and Usopp in the banner, and then I don't even remember who I got as the last one. I think it was really shit. So I got Straw Hat Crew, but V1 Straw Hats, which is not that bad, I guess.
Well, Carissa just did her one, and she got Nami Usopp in the middle of hers, just like your one, and then she got Super Class Dofi as her 11th. So not amazing.
That's right.
And then I didn't get a single red in mine, and the 11th poster was Robin Jinbei.
Oh.
So I saw some people get some good stuff. Like I saw someone get Film Red Chopper, which is pretty cool.
That's sick.
Yeah, some interesting ones.
People getting Sop in the actual multi, which I think is which is like sick. If you're able to do that.
Yeah.
And then I see people get like, I think somebody got Super Tandem Whitebeard as their last poster,
that's pretty
which
good.
I think would be fucking awesome. But I mean, always cool, free multi, whatever. It's a bit of fun, you know, interesting. Then we had the 99 star difficulty raid boss versus Luffy, Law, and Kid. I died to it, I'll admit. It was fucking hard. 99 stars. What you want me to beat it first try or something like that? Like, go on, man. But it's a
I
pretty
like
cool
the gimmick of the fight.
It's a cool event overall. It's just a
Yeah.
cool event. It shows a bit of creativity, which is great. You get a copy of the unit, which comes 5-starred, which I think is 5+, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Even though we got the skulls in the data download or like in the icon download, but that has been answered because they've mentioned that a normal version of the raid will come out April 2nd PST, so tomorrow as we're recording this.
Mm-hmm.
My question is then, will it be an actual raid or will it still be a gimmick raid?
I believe it'll be a normal raid because when I time traveled,
then.
it was I think it was like an 8 or a 10-star difficulty.
So regular
quest.
raid difficulty quest then. So like
Yeah.
proper, like you might have to probably have to build a proper team, or maybe they'll still highly boost Kaido and Big Mom and stuff or whatever it is.
Yeah, I expect that to be the case. Something that's interesting about the Clash unit though is that the unit gets a slight change with their special with the 5-star and the 5-star plus. So the 5-star plus, which you'd think is like the more ideal unit to have, but interestingly enough, when you use that character special, it applies the tap limit debuff, so you can only tap with 3 units for the turn that you launch the special. The 5-star version doesn't do that. So, just something to note. But then again, if you're using Apoo as the captain, you don't have to worry about it.
There we go. Now we're cooking with gas.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
Let him cook.
Let him cook. And to top off the April Fool's Day event, we had 2 additional things. We have, which aren't really April Fool's Day event, but they kind of coincide. We have half stam for Grand Voyage.
Amazing.
And this is, by the way, this is Jinbei's half stam. So remember when we were talking about all of the Straw Hats providing additional stuff? Like Robin gave tablets, Frankie gave cola. Jinbei's a piece of shit, and he gave half stam for Grand Voyage. And to top it all off, which I guess this is kind of better, Brooks given Laboon a boost. So it's a 2x attack boost, 2x attack boost for the crew, and it's like something else. These are the shits. Why?
The Laboon ship is really good. It's like it's 2 times HP, I think. I've got it here. -5 cooldown, 1.6 attack, 2 times health, easier perfects, and 2 times EXP and berries. And that lasts until the 19th.
Why would they waste Jinbei's and Brooks things to be half stamp Grand Voyage? What?
I'm perplexed. I don't know why they would ever do that.
This leads us on to our final topic of the day, which I have listed as fuck? Go.
There is a reason why they would do it, because if people need to clear it still so they can get more bounty for the bounty red poster thing, maybe that's the reason why.
But you clear it once, and it doesn't consume stamina on the first clear. That's the problem. Yeah. Like, that's the big issue. I get that some people may have cleared like level 3, then are trying to clear level 5, so it's consuming stamina. That's great. Good for them. But it's so backwards. Let's get into the final talk of today, which is probably the more contentious point. We're already 2 hours into the podcast and we finally got here, so I do apologize to the lads in here and everyone listening, but I've titled this as what the fuck is going on at Bandai? Because a lot of shit has happened in the last, 3 days? That has just been so confusing. Uncanny. For starters, we have the new medal exchange. Generally, we talk about this in other news, but this medal exchange is something different that we have to talk about it in this. Also, mind you, we did get a funny little, silly little, goofy Twitter post from the team. They posted Koido, i.e. Kaido as a fish. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Cool, whatever. Didn't ask. Okay, medal exchange. So, normally, General Metal Exchange stuff, the World Clash units and the World Journey units have remained. That's great. They've added a couple new rare recruits to the powerful supports. That Strength Jozu is probably the best one there. I'd say if you are missing that, don't buy it. You can pick it up at another point. They've added the Sakura Straw Hats to be purchased for 100 medals. And they've added the Supernova TM boosters as 100 medals. Only buy them for collection purposes. Otherwise, they're all shit, so don't buy them at all. Now, at the 150 medal tier, you have Vion Saji, Vion Shirahoshi. Cool, whatever.
Fine.
At the 250 tier, you have Slam Jam Katakuri, In Katakuri, and Arlong Crew.
Okay.
At the 400 medal tier, you have Shanks vs. Whitebeard. Okay, fair enough. Then you have fucking Legend Tesoro at 400 medals.
40 multis to get that, by the way.
When last year he was 150 medals.
So I don't know what happened between now and then, but apparently Tesoro is like way more OP than we think.
He's getting that 6+.
That's what I think. I feel
That's
like he's gonna
probably
get
what's
6+.
happening. And if he doesn't, then this is the most baffling decision they've made in a while.
Makes no sense.
And plus, mind you, at the 600 medal tier, so the same tier as Super Tenem Law, who this entire episode we've touted as one of, if not the best, regular, batch legends. They have V3 Marco, or V4, whatever the fuck that Marco is, the Pirate XP Marco.
Yeah,
and
the
then
V3.
V3 Big Mum.
The shitty end of turn damage one.
The one that makes your screen really dark.
Yeah.
Neither of them are valued at 600 medals.
Like, I don't understand what they're
You
doing.
could
with this metal
maybe
exchange.
make a case for Marco. Maybe. Big Mum, no shot. No shot.
I don't know how they equate those two to Tandem Law is baffling.
I guess they came out at the same time, more or less. Like,
Yeah, a month apart.
but no shot, man.
Yeah, nah, fam.
Unless this is like their new thing, and these quote unquote newer legends are gonna be at the 600 tier. So like, what was the next batch after Big Mum and such?
What, like, timeline wise? Like, what came out
Yeah,
after that?
timeline wise.
So after
Isn't
Big
that-
Mom, no, it was an anniversary
Maybe.
last. Yeah. So it was
So-
And
Hybrid
Sanji
Kaido.
Zoro.
Okay, so it
Yeah.
was them, and then Super Tandem Law and Kid, and then you have Super Tandem Blackbeard. Okay, so in theory, you could technically see maybe Black Maria, Who's Who, and Sasaki for 600 medals if they keep up this
Oh my
trend.
God.
Which
They
would
better
then
not be.
mean, which would then kind of mean legends that are less than a year old would be 600 medals if that's how they're approaching it. Which I hope isn't the case, but at the same time, if it is, I guess that's okay. But don't buy them. Just don't. But
No,
it's just
a waste.
it's so confusing that Tesoro is 400 medals. 400 medals is insane.
That's the one that makes no sense. Yeah, they need to explain that shit.
I need someone
I
to tell
don't
me
get
what's
it.
going on.
Yeah.
Because I think Godot might have posted it on Twitter. The date of the when he first
Yeah.
was, and I
It
think
was heading into July last year.
oh, they had the limits back then. Because I remember there was
Yes.
a time where they didn't have limits, but okay, they had limits back then. But you could buy 3 Tesoros for almost the same price as buying one now,
That's
which is
crazy.
insane, right? Mind you, 400 medals is just about like 36 multis or 35.5 multis
Right.
for Tesoro, and for Whitebeard Shanks, which still is really shit as well. But I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
you give Whitebeard Shanks the pass because they're newer, I suppose. But this is insane.
Man. Yeah.
This is what a perplexing decision to make Tesoro 400 medals is baffling to say the least. And that's just not even, that's just the creme. That's just the start.
That's the start, yeah.
Now we have the bounty event, which people were gassed about. Because last year we had, at the same time, we had the pirate level event. Where we were given tickets to that equivalent, that was, equated to like our pirate level. And a maximum of 100 tickets. How many tickets we getting this time, lads?
Not 100.
20. 20 tickets.
That's a bit of a reduction.
In a time where tickets and legends are more valuable than ever to have. Level limit break is a thing. And it's way more valuable to have duplicate copies of legends than it ever has been before. And they're giving us 80 less tickets. 80! That's not even the start of it. There's 3 tiers of tickets, B, A, and S, as in bullshit ass. The bounty ranges range from starting at 1 million bounty, and you might think, oh, maybe it's at 200 million, maybe it's at 250, 340 million bounty.
That's a lot of bounty.
Now,
Wow.
who has that amount of bounty? Let's go look at the global bounty list. Because I would be very surprised if anyone on global has 340 million bounty. And if they did, they're a very notable name as someone who plays a lot of treasure cruise. All right, let's see here. Home button, rankings, personal top 100. Oh, Houtsy, 310 mil. Rizzy,
That's the cap.
309. Evie, 304. Some guy from the Korean Ade Alliance, 303. Another one, 303. One Car, 301. Wanted, 301. People in the AF Alliance, 300. Then we drop off from 300. Jin, 298. Skypea Boys, shots. The cap is 310. And that's at the upper echelon. The top. The top point. The average top 100 ends at 265. 265. I'm at 200. 212, sorry. I am ranked 701.
So that just shows you.
So there are so that would show you that less than 1,000 players have 200 mil bounty on global. Which puts us at the tier of 170 mil to 220 mil. Like...
yeah. I don't think they thought it through when they were structuring these reward tiers.
And look, I get people are saying that, like, every tier gets you 20 tickets. That's fine. But it's the quality of the ticket that's the problem for me. And I get that probably the lower tickets means a better chance of getting duplicates of level limit break characters. I get that. But for example, the way that it works is every ticket has a base amount, and then it kind of flips between what tickets you're earning based on how much bounty you have in 10 mil increments, I believe it is. So, for example, in my current tier, which is 170 to 220, I get at least 2 S tickets, between 10 to 13 A tickets, and 5 B tickets. And what this is that for each additional plus 10 from 170, you receive an additional S ticket starting at 2. And 1 less A ticket. So if we start at 2 and we increase it by 10, I can earn a maximum of, what's that? 4 S tickets? Or no, up to 5, sorry. So 5 S tickets, but then I only earn 10 A tickets. So it's this unnecessarily convoluted system that has no benefit to be this complex.
Yeah, I don't know who organized this shit, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense, and it's just kind of dumb. Like, and it's just the fact that Japan players have had the bounty system for that much longer,
6 months,
which means that
6
they
months.
can accumulate more bounty. So, like, it's not, it doesn't equate. It just doesn't equate.
It doesn't make, like, I think that upsets me is that, like, it's not a mistake. Like, if one of the players, like, made this mistake and they weren't sure that, like, that Reddit's had bounty for a lot longer, like, cool, whatever, right? But the fact that Bandai is aware, is very, very aware of this ticket thing and the way that the bounties worked, and the fact that JP has had a higher bounty than anything else.
Yep.
There's no answers. There's no responses. It's all just really just backwards mentality. Like, it's, I don't know. Like, it's just really, really upsetting that, like, nothing's been thought. And I get, like, for a lot of people, like, you're going to want the lower level tickets. Like, I get that. But at the same time, like,
But there could be a caveat here, right? Because we don't know what characters are available in each pool yet.
Yeah.
But what they could do that could make this insane is if, like, Kizuna, Treasure Map Legends are in these tickets as well. Whew. I'm
gonna keep it a buck though, bud. That
ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Not happening.
That's like, if it does happen, right hand up, we're wrong, because that would be incredible. If it does happen, awesome. It's not happening though. For some reason, they have this protective veil on all these event level legends, but now we have so many of them, so why not allow us to acquire them? Maybe back in the day when there was like 3 Kizuna legends, alright, fair enough. All of them are cracked as shit. But now you have Poo legends, ones that are trash. It's like the Pirate Rumble legends are like all mid. Like, let us get them. And like, it's just, it doesn't make much sense. Like, I don't understand the thought process, the decision-making process. Like, why would they choose to do things in this particular way? I'm very perplexed in this regard. Especially that the fact that the pirate level campaign was, first of all, I think in your video you mentioned this. First of all, it was a lot easier to get pirate level as opposed to bounty. And then secondly, we can get 100 tickets as opposed to 20. Okay, maybe the tickets weren't great, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But it's still 100 legends. The odds of you getting something new or good is pretty high, in all honesty. Whereas in this one, it's just not good. It's just not good.
I don't know. Just gotta hope that the anniversary pick things up, honestly.
I just want to remind people that if the anniversary is cracked, that's awesome. Good job. But don't forget all the other stuff that's ongoing or that's happened in the past.
Yeah, true.
People need to keep that mentality, because I think, and maybe I'm speaking on my own accord, but I've seen this a lot in the community very frequently. I'm going to say we, because I do it as well. We as a community tend to forget all the negative stuff when something hype happens.
Sure.
We need to hold Bandai to some capacity accountable. I'm not saying stop spending money or like rate the game poorly or whatever. You can do whatever you want. But you need to keep in the back of your head that Bandai has still fucked up a lot, and we've just started the 4th month of the year. Every week there's a new bug, there's a new typo, there's a new error, there's a lack of concern that's being currently placed on the game at this point in time. That's pretty concerning to me, at least, because the quality control has gone from very minimal to almost nil. And that's a bit of a concern for any game or any development project or anything of the sort. So keep it in the back of your head. When we get fucking, that guy when he comes out, or when the new Momonosuke comes out, or we get a new Yamato unit for anniversary or whatever it is, and everyone's hype and excited, and everyone's spending money, and everyone's having fun. Keep it in the back of your head that nothing's going on. The saddest part for me is that the amount of effort they put into April Fool's Day was more than the entirety of Worldwide Anniversary.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre. Like the April Fool's event, it was actually really well done. And I mean, I guess they don't really have to put as much effort into April Fool's to make it a good event, I guess, because it's not a regularly scheduled event. It's just kind of an additional piece. But that's the thing, we've lacked that for so long, where we've been stuck in that cycle, right, of the same content over and over again. So to have something refreshing, it actually, like, a lot of people are enjoying it because it's so different to what we normally get.
Yeah, we need more unique things like this. Like, imagine if, like, you logged on the Twitter one day and it was like, oh shit, Kaido is invading Wano. Hop in game to deal as much damage as you can to the Kaido invasion, and if we hit 300 billion damage as Nakama, then we all get 10 gems. Or some shit like that, you know?
Yeah, like, don't even make it a regularly scheduled event. Just, like, randomly out of the blue. Like, Kaido has invaded the event island. Go and take him out or whatever.
Yeah, if we get 10,000 clears, everyone gets 5 gems. Or some shit like that.
That'd be something cool, yeah.
Like, have you noticed that in the past Blitz battles and all this kind of website stuff, there hasn't been, like, community events anymore?
True. Yeah.
And that's upsetting. Because where the community aspect of the game is kind of gone, it's just all solo dolo play. You know? Like, I think I tweeted, I was like, aside from all the shit, April Fool's Day event's been very good. We got a new character. We're arguably getting, I think you posted the image, we're getting a 40 stam 8-star raid. So it's not going to be challenging, but at least it's literally a raid. You know, this is the first raid since what, Jinbei? Like last year or whatever?
Yeah, One Piece Day.
Summer, which is literally almost half a year away. Like, you know, we had cool, like, Twitter stuff, you know, like, unique, like, little, like, taps on with the community, like, all this kind of stuff. Like, we even got, like, it's cool. It's very cool. But we need more of this bespoke, unique. You don't need to, we don't want you to develop new content. We don't want that. We do, but, like, we don't need it, you know, every month. We don't need you to make another raid every month. Just say, like, oh, like we said, like Todd, literally what Todd just said. Kaido is teaming up with the numbers, like with the numbers in the current total event. Go clear it 10 times, or if we get 100,000 clears as a community, everyone's gonna get a reward. You know, like just shit like that, where like, I get it's a bit more effort on the back end to program something to count how many clears from a particular time and date and blah, blah, blah. But, like, we're not asking you to develop whole new bits of content with new mechanics and new blah, blah, blah. Just have, like, different, unique stuff. Oh, if we clear 1,000 invasion Garps, you know, everyone gets 5 gems. Everyone gets 10 gems. Or everyone gets, like, a couple, like, potions. Or everyone gets candy, for God's sake. It doesn't have to be amazing rewards, but cool stuff that's posted on Twitter that everyone's like, oh shit, let me log in game. Oh, if we do 100,000 Pirate Alliance Kizuna runs as a community, everyone's gonna get 5 gems. Or everyone's gonna get 3 potions, or like shit like that. That's what we really need to make the game fresh again.
Yeah, just something similar to that.
Something like they've done, you know. Like, yeah, it's for the best. But it's pretty concerning, because even the things like Half Stamford Grand Voyage isn't a good event. No. I get the arguments, but it's not a good event.
No, it's terrible.
And I mean, the ship being boosted is great, but you've wasted 2 of the Straw Hats on shitty little campaigns. Where you could have, I think I had mine as Jinbei would give, like, Pirate Rumble Scrolls, and Brook would give, like, support medals. Would have been way better to get more resources.
Or even do something similar to what we're talking about, like, oh, like, Jinbei's invaded extra island, let's do X amount of HP. Where, like, maybe it's like you can only do, like, 3 runs total for each account, and, like, once all of the HP is dead, like, everyone gets a reward or something.
Yeah. Because didn't they have in, like, I think was it 5th Annie Kaido? Or there was some sort of Kaido event where he had, like, an HP bar,
Oh, it was Big Mom for the 4th anime.
That's it. And then
Yeah.
the more damage.
I think there
we
was
dealt,
a Kaido one too, though. Yeah, I think you're right.
But like
There
one
was-
of them,
yeah.
you know, I think it was like as the community dealt damage, the HP bar would go down, and then we would earn rewards for how much damage we did, or if we ended up defeating the boss. I'm not asking you to make a website, but utilize Twitter, utilize the SNS platforms to display that kind of stuff. You don't have to develop a website every time. We're not asking you to do that. Use Twitter. Use your community managers. Use your production team more. Like, benefit from them as opposed to like just not. The resources are there. You might as well use them. But that's it on that regard, I suppose. Like, I don't have much else. I don't have much else on that. I don't have any other closing thoughts in that regard.
Nah, we get it. Like, Bandai suck.
Yeah.
Amen, brother. Amen. All right, that's it for today's content, though. We got there. 2 hours in. Jesus Christ. All right. In other news, new TM silhouette looks like to be Queen. Would make sense
We all
now, I
thought,
suppose.
some people thought it was Apoo, but the fact that
Apoo
we're
at
getting
first,
Legend
yeah.
Apoo, like, it makes sense for it to be Queen now.
So Queen makes sense. Like we said, new metal exchange. Nothing's really valuable there. So, I mean, purchase things at your own caution. The best kind of approach is to wait till the new metal exchange comes out and then spend your metals before then. Works out really great. And finally, we have finally got an announcement for the new Grand Voyage versus Arlong coming out April 5th PST. So that'll introduce the first Grand Voyage in the Arlong Island on the Story Islands. So look forward to that. Yeah, the Arlong Island in Arlong Park. You know, it'll be Dex related level limit break rewards. So maybe V1 Nami gets her call up for this invasion or this Grand Voyage. Who knows? We'll wait and see what comes out. And they are increasing the threshold tier to 50 medallions. So this will also be a great contention point to see if every 25 medallions we do get another Super Tandem tablet.
Yeah, I hope that we get another one, but
If
I mean,
we don't, I'm going to lose my mind.
right?
If it's final tap, that's also fine too. One of the two has to be given though. One of the two
100%.
has to be given.
Yeah.
In my opinion, every 5 you should get one, but hey, who's counting, right?
I hope it's tandem though.
Please be tandem. At this point, tandem's more valuable than final tap in every capacity. That's that. Cool. And from everyone's favorite section, we're going to the shout-outs. Well, hey. Thank you guys, as per usual, for supporting the show. If you do enjoy what we're doing and you want to support us further, make sure you go down there, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Helps out a great deal. Comment. What's our word of the episode? Night? Pick a word. What are they commenting down below?
Potato chips.
Potato chips down below if you made it this far to the episode. We do appreciate you. But a special shout out
Nice.
to all of our GGP members and support us financially. If you want to do so, you can hit the join button. Plenty of different tiers. Episode comes out earlier for you guys as well, so you can listen to it a little earlier. So that's always great. We want to start out with our GGP producers of TheLordShiro and Alex Wisniewski, our perfect member of Bryan, Kisa, McDermott, our great members of Cody, CS Wins, My Drunken Monkey, and Kataki Bonji, and our good members of Ryan O'Leary, aka Riowan, Stump, Raider Halo, Dr. Erection, and Wankafella. Hey,
Yo, appreciate that, guys. Real
guys.
MVPs.
Real MVPs, the GOAT.
Guys.
And from everyone's favorite sections into the shoutouts into everyone's actual favorite section, it is the Q&A.
You know.
As per usual, if you have questions you want to send through to us, you can send them through to us via our Twitter at GGP Podcast or our YouTube community tab. First question comes back from Obsidian Steed. Here we go. Another Davey back boxing fight. Mr. One, Eustace Kid, Smoker, and Kozumi Orochi. Who's going first and who's winning their fight? Bragging rights to whoever can beat Senior Pink. If Carissa is with Todd, she got a tussle with Stussy. All right,
Like, Carissa, would you beat Stussy in a boxing match? She's thinking.
What's her? She's the
CP0.
yeah.
chick.
She's the
one
bad
that-
bitch.
She runs the brothel, right?
Yes. She's a queen.
Oh man, those bitches be kind of hard.
Yeah. Probably not, right?
This guy is, mind you, Obsidian
Probably
Steed.
put up a decent fight against her once my leg isn't
Oh, true.
dying.
Yeah.
Currently in my
Assuming-
current condition, no.
No. Okay.
Think about
Obsidian
it.
Steed's a
You have to
psycho.
beat around a brothel.
No
True,
one's
you gotta be tough.
no one's winning these fights. I still don't. This is not fair fights.
Yeah, no one's beating Mr. One, Kid, Smoker, or I mean Orochi. Yeah, he has the devil fruit though, so probably not.
I think it's if we're doing just like a purely like Davy back fights and no devil fruits or some shit. I don't know. Like
Oh
just
yeah, Orochi's getting fucked.
kids killing people. Smoker will kill anyone. And Mr. One's pulling up and killing everyone as well. It's not happening. No one's winning any fight.
No, we're all dying.
And where the hell did Senior Pink come in?
Yeah, that's what I was confused.
Man said bragging rights to whoever can beat Senior Pink. I reckon in a boxing match, I think I could actually take Senior Pink. If it's a mano y mano, like man on man, it's pure boxing, I think I could actually beat Senior Pink. Otherwise, I'm getting smoked to everyone else. And no shot.
Yeah, it's not happening.
You need to come back with a
Sorry.
realistic option, man. These people are demons. These people are fucking crazy. Alright. Next question from TheLordShiro. He asks, as April 1st is coming or past if you're recording it after, what is the best April Fool's Day prank? And conversely, what is the best April Fool's Day prank you've fallen for?
A lot of the ones are based off like the internet. Like when April Fool's rolls around, the internet is not a good place to be when April Fool's rolls around because you just see like the most random shit, and you got to be very careful whether or not it's real. You know.
My favorite every year is when Arta posts the trailer to the One Piece Netflix series.
Yeah,
That's always so funny because people get so baited. I think
he got me, but then as I clicked it and I was about to, like, as it was just starting, I'm
You're like, no shot.
Wait, it's April Fool's Day. This is
Like,
not
no
the trailer.
shot.
Yeah,
This year,
I knew it.
TCB Scans did a good one this year. They were like, oh, we're no longer doing One Piece. And everyone actually believed them, which is crazy because of all like the scanlation drum, which is the cringest thing of all time. But like OP Scan started and some other guys started doing it too. TCB did a really good one. But yeah, like you said, it's always the internet stuff for me. I've never been like pranked IRL.
Yeah, I can't even think of the last time I was like pranked super hard from an April Fool's joke.
Maybe the last time I was pranked when she said she loved me. Anyway, next question.
Oh, feels bad.
Actually, I do have a kind of cringe one.
Alright, go for it.
It was like from last year. One of my friends, he like texted me. It was like, oh, you see, they're making a Law Crew Legend. I guess. Like, what?
Man was like on Twitter, he was searching, he was like, where is it? Where is it?
I actually did. I was like, oh, fuck.
Never mind, hold that. Alright, next question. From at JJB50353798. Get rid of the numbers, man. 9th Annie predictions for units as well as additional features like ship upgrades they tease or events they may include. I think we'll hold on our 9th Annie predictions until next episode. Or next OP ep. Because that'll be literally...
right before it.
Like, we'll record that like the 29th, the 28th to the 30th of April. So we won't know what's going on for Annie at that time, right? In theory.
Yeah, we won't know, but we may have ideas for things. Well, by next Treasure Cruise episode, we'll have like the batch before Annie. So that might give us a bit of an idea.
I think we'll wait then, because I think that we'll do our 9th Annie predictions then, pretty much. Because that'll be like, because then we won't talk about that until like May 20 something. So like,
right.
So yeah, we'll wait until next step, but we'll keep that in mind. Thank you. All right, next question from Andreas Lara 95. Do you guys think the game is just going to be have the booster units for this month? And if you don't, good luck. Or do you think Bandai will chill out and at least give us more booster units? I mean, technically we do get more boosted units. They're just not as well boosted. That's just how it's always worked, I suppose.
I will say that for how trash the Kizuna was, the Kizuna actually had a good boosted list. Like,
I agree.
There were lots of good units that were boosted, but it was still hard because of the amount of gimmicks that were there, you know?
Yeah. So, like, I think they're very hit and miss with the quality of units.
10 times train multiplier. Bitch ass.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, Bandai won't chill out with booster units because at the end of the day, every decision is driven by finances and revenue and remuneration. So if you can get
Well, that's
money
a big word.
you know, like if you can get money based upon what you're creating, then that's the ideal path. Either way. Next question from @TDMaker4429. They ask, anyone know why Masked Deuce got the shaft? Still incoming somehow, perhaps? Also, can we politic for a longer first day on GP? 9 hours seems kind of ridiculous. As always, thanks, gents. Yeah, Masked Deuce got fucking the L. No unit.
They literally gave us his whole crew except Masked Deuce.
Which is just probably like the only unit people like really knew existed in Ace's crew. Which is funny as.
I don't know why.
Maybe something in the future. I don't know. Doubt
That's
it.
it.
Though.
Annie Masked Deuce.
Let's
If
go, dude. Let's fucking go, bud. But they won't update Ace's kit to allow Masked Deuce in it though, because no,
Bruh.
Can we politic? I think it says like, can we vote for a longer day, first day of GP? That's always been a weird mechanic.
I was in Stump's Discord the other day, and he had a good idea. Like, you know how we get like only 9 hours to play the first day? Like, what if like at the end of the last day they just add another 9 hours and give you another day and another 3 stamina?
It would be cool if they gave you 18 matches, but you had to get 15 points to get max rewards. I agree with that actually.
Like that would be sick actually.
That'd be a really cool fix. Of like this, because then at least you have a little bit more leeway, and then they can at least stretch out the quote unquote debuffs depending on how many wins. So if you're still playing for like the 18 wins or whatever, like it's way harder. But at least when you get to 14 and 15, you might still see some units and you have a better chance. It's like, in theory, you should be trying to earn all your rewards from the first 15 matches. But if you require the extra 3, they're very difficult still to earn those final wins. I like that idea, actually. That's really good. But yeah, the 9 hours has always seemed bad. Because I believe in the US, it's like nighttime. So like it's very hard to play within the first 9 hours. And in Europe, it's like, I think it's early morning in Europe. So like it's not the best timing, but at least in like Australia and Japan, it's very nice. So hold that, everyone. We win, baby. All right. Speaking of Stump, next question from @StumpDGacha. He asked, one word to describe each: treasure map, super boss, grand party. Shit. Next question. @BearPaw3. Okay. Do you have any other words?
Treasure map. Word to describe treasure map?
Good.
One word.
Grindy.
Tedious.
Right.
Captain.
Sadness.
Sad. Depression.
Melancholy.
Super boss. Challenging.
Fun.
Aggressive.
Oh. Violent.
Grand party.
Dog shit.
Despicable.
Evil.
Evil.
Yoshi.
yeah.
Yoshi.
Yoshi, Toshi, and Doshi. There's the 3 words to describe them. Detestable. Despicable. Vile. Abhorrent. Asinine. There we go. Vocab. GGP vocab kind of crazy. Hold on. Run it back. Kind of hate. Alright, next question from @BearPaw3175. They ask, any of you find Perona to be the best wife of One Piece? Yes, me.
Chris loves Perona.
Perona the best wife?
Not the best.
Yeah,
She's
not
the
the best,
best.
but she's cool.
Wait, hold that.
She's up there.
She's on me too, bud. Do you feel Bonnie may be a nickname and she's really Ace's sibling?
No.
That's crazy.
No.
I
Doubt
agree
that.
with the nickname. I agree with the nickname, but I don't agree with the other part.
Yeah, bona fide child creator is what she is. Is Pandaman a joke Where's Waldo character or a central character to be released later? I would be very surprised if he was a serious character.
No, it's not serious.
Imagine the final boss is actually Pandaman. That'd be fucked up. That'd be the biggest twist in anime history.
Facts.
Will Panda Man get an OPTC unit, e.g. April Fools before Dragon?
I hope he gets a unit, just in general. That'd
He
be
should.
sick.
They should release Legends as like April Fool's Day Legends, like really shitty, like funny, like goofy characters, like Gaimon. Be a great legend to release an April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, with ink effect.
Exactly.
That'd be amazing.
If fucking Gaimon's ink effect is his chest opening and closing. That'd be elite. What's the best OPTC April Fool's Day celebration you could think of? Probably this one.
Condoriano was pretty good.
Condoriano was lit as well.
That
Condoriano
was
actually
so
really good.
sick. Global first.
He was also really good support as well. So like,
Yeah, he's actually not terrible.
And then finally, will young Garp get a legend to do him justice? No shot, kid.
Wait, what do you mean? Young Gup has a legend.
To do him
Yes,
justice.
sir.
To do him
Goat it.
justice. Don't you sit there and tell me that Pirate Rumble
Actually,
legend.
we were talking about Rumble Legends before, right? Like, Garp with the buffs is actually not awful. He's okay.
Can't with the buffs. Jesus Christ.
They had to buff him.
They have to buff him already. He's fucking brand new, mate. He's fucking. When are they gonna buff page 1 from a rare recruit to a legend? Is my question.
True.
He's the first 6-star rare recruit in the game. Nuts. All right, next question from our Dr. Erection. You get that checked up, mate. Who's a character that you all wish make a prominent return story wise? I know I'm still waiting for Enel to come down from the moon, guns blazing. Character you wish to return story wise.
Oh, Arlong.
Yo, actual shout.
Yeah,
Actual shout.
for sure.
Um,
Or Kuro.
yeah, some old kind of villain would be kind of tight. Some old kind of characters would just pull up.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I guess Mihawk hasn't been in the story a while. I wonder what he's doing.
we know what he's
I
up to,
guess.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hody Jones.
Yo, fishermen come
Bring him
back to
back.
fight. They come back to fight Jinbei. You were one of us, you traitor. And then Jinbei just fucking smacks him. Where's Whoop Slap? What's he been up to?
Oh, true.
I mean, Mark, you know, how's she doing with the child? You know what I'm saying?
True that.
That's what I'm saying, bud. I mean, Enel, I think, is everyone's, like...
Yeah.
Enel's everyone's character. That, like, I
And
wanna see-
Katakuri.
Oh, true. Honestly, Akainu to some degree as well.
Yeah, see what he's up to. He's just
See what
showing-
he's like. See if he's like gone stronger, or like if he's got new abilities or
I
whatever.
want to see what Cruzan's been doing too.
Yeah.
Modeling for Abercrombie.
Dude, honestly, he fits the bill. He's like 7'5", tall, dark, handsome.
Oh, if you've seen what he looks like in the One Piece card game, that
That'd be
artwork
cool.
on his
He's
card
dripped
is
out.
crazy.
Man's drift out. All right, Knight, you got anyone? Anyone else?
Baby 5.
Let's actually go. The Queen. Final question, as per usual, from Cody. CS wins. Hey fellas, as always, thank you for the work that you do. Unfortunately, don't have much time for you this don't have much for you this week. It's a bit crazy on my end with the prep for the baby and getting the nursery ready. Jesus Christ, man, all the best. A couple questions I was able to come up with on the spot were: what would you say is the item that you've owned for the longest? For myself, it's probably my old cartridge of Pokemon Red. Item I've owned the longest.
That's kind of crazy.
I'm kind of like looking around my room. What have I owned for a really long time?
I mean, yeah, I have an original like Yu-Gi-Oh Game Boy Advance game that I've had since when I got my first Game Boy, which was in, oh geez, would have been early 2000s. So
guess-
that would be one.
I think for me, maybe my Nintendo 64.
Oh
Potentially
yeah, I've got a
that.
PlayStation 1 still.
Yeah, like I got so I
Damn.
got a SNES. I got a SNES as well. I've had that since I was born, I think. My dad used to play fucking Mario on that shit. Like, so I've had that for a long time. You know.
I still have like the OG like Star Wars VCRs at them since I was born.
That's cool.
That's
really
actually
cool.
Yeah.
sick. Do any of you all read much? If so, do you have a specific type of style, type/style of book? I'm more of a fantasy reader. If I have if I have the choice, currently reading a ton of parenting books. Lol. Yeah, keep reading, bud. It'll help.
Yeah, I don't read, to be honest. Yeah, manga.
I mean, like, I guess I've been reading a little bit more. A lot of them are like self-help books, I suppose, just like how to like approach things, like different like mental like capacities of how to approach things and read stuff. I read a book recently called Ikigai. It's like this mentality of like the Japanese people and the reasons why they live so long and like they're so healthy and stuff. You know, it's all about like constant movement and like never retiring and just like doing things for love of things and not eating too much and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, you know, it was a really good read. Yeah, that's right now. If I was to say I'm reading anything, it'd be like a lot of like self-help style books, I suppose, just for, you know, good mentality shifts.
Okay.
I feel that.
I wish I had more for you fellas, but as always the pods and the time you put in is greatly appreciated. Much love, your boy Cody in Canada. Thank you, Cody. That's it. Wrapped up and strapped up. Another episode done. Episode 88. We are almost at the big 9-0. Approaching that episode 100 very, very soon. That's it, gentlemen. We're done for another episode today. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you to everyone that has continued to listen. It was a bit of a long one. Pause. Dr. Erection knows a lot about those ones. But and Wankerfell can help you out with that one as well. But as per usual, if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you go down there, you hit the like button, you hit the subscribe button, and you comment potato chips if you made it this far as well. You know, we do greatly appreciate it. As per usual, you can go into the description. You can find our link tree. That is linktr.ee/GoodGreatPerfect. You can find all of our social media platforms being Twitter, at GGP Podcast. You can find us on Anchor, anchor.fm/GoodGreatPerfect. I want to say as well, for some reason, Anchor has been purchased by Spotify a while ago. They now changed it to Podcasters. It's like podcasters.spotify.com/p/goodgreat. It's really shit, but I'm fairly certain you can still look up anchor.fm/GoodGreatPerfect and you can find the podcast there. It's just a different look, but the same website regardless. And then, you know, as also usual, you can find us on all the major listening platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts as well. Just to name a few. Just enjoy us today as co-hosts. Continue down in the description there. You'll find all of our social medias. That is, you know, myself, Captain Papi, Flamevius. You can find Nightmare JP and also Toadski as well. And that does about do us. I have been Captain Papi, Flame Knight, and Toad. Thank you guys for listening to another episode. Talk to you guys next time. Peace.
Goodbye.
Bye.